cloudy all day. Right now it's 45 in downtown Indianapolis. Today's high around 53. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:02. A person is dead from a crash this morning on US 31 in Hamilton County. Sergeant Brian Melton.
So at approximately 4 o'clock this morning, the dispatch center received a call of an accident. Our deputies and Sheridan Police Department responded to the scene. Upon arrival, they found a SUV that had been involved in an accident along with a semi.
And according to the sheriff's office, the SUV hit a deer. The vehicle was stalled. Then the semi hit the SUV and killed the driver inside. Crews are working to clear up the area of the crash. Part of the road remains closed. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office says they served 32 felony warrants this week and arrested 26 drug dealers. The sheriff's office worked with the Franklin Police Department to bust these dealers throughout parts of Johnson County. Cocaine, marijuana, and meth were some of the drugs confiscated, along with fentanyl.
Fentanyl is huge. The amount that we see when we do these search warrants is incredible.
Some of those arrested were repeat offenders, and some came from Marion County. Johnson County Sheriff Dwayne Burgess said of those arrested, the youngest person was 20, the oldest was 68. An Indiana state senator says he and his family were the victims of a swatting incident on Wednesday. Senator Dan Durnell from Highland says local law enforcement quickly realized the reports were fake and there was no threats around his home. On Sunday, State Senator Greg Good of Terre Haute was also a victim of a swatting incident just hours after President Donald Trump criticized him in a post to social media about redistricting. The statewide average for gas today still at $2.97 a gallon, says Gas Buddy, and Indianapolis gas is down a few cents at $2.93 on average. In college hoops last night, Notre Dame defeated Bellarmine 86-79, and Valparaiso beat Cleveland State 90-75. Tonight, number 1 Purdue will host Memphis in a game at 6 o'clock. IU tips off with Lindenwood at the same time in Bloomington. And the Indiana Pacers finally getting back into the win column for the first time since November 1st. They beat Charlotte last night 127-118 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Head coach Rick Carlisle.
Saw better defense, which led to more offensive opportunity. Execution on offense was certainly as good as it's been all year. Probably better.
Benedict Mathurin led Indiana in scoring with 24 points. They'll hope to make it back-to-back wins at Cleveland on Friday. A check of traffic this morning with Matt Bear.
Inbound 70s low, Rural Street to the north, split Jared, then southbound 6570 stop and go to Washington. It's a construction zone. We hope it'll be done at the end of the week, but it could be pushed into next week. You never know. Emergency bridge repair is what they're doing, and it includes the on-ramp from Washington to southbound 6570. Now, in Tipton County, southbound 31 still closed at State Road 28 because of a fatal crash from earlier this morning. Traffic being diverted to State Road 28. Traffic sponsored by Audible. Stuck in traffic? Audible's romance collection will have you falling fast in the slow lane. Satisfy every side of you with rom-coms, romantasy, and the really steamy stuff. Listen free with a 30-day trial at audible.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
It's B Windows' biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Morning fog and drizzle. Pretty gloomy for the rest of the day today. A high of 53. Cloudy skies tonight. We'll see a few showers arriving overnight, a low of 48. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. It's 9:06. Time for Kendall and Casey.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Why? Why?
Yeah. Why?
After years of torture, is it still almost impossible to drive through the greater downtown area?
What are you talking about? It's lovely. The roads are spacious. They're smooth. Everything's working wonderfully.
I
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I had a really, really easy drive in this morning.
I can't fathom, Casey. I mean, this has been going on for years now. Look, nobody understands more than me. You got to do infrastructure upgrades to maintain a decent society. And I'm not one of these people that yells if the road I normally use isn't open, as long as there's somewhere else for me to go. You tell me how to get there, and I'll do it. If I detour over here, that's fine. But this downtown is a disaster. Like, it is one detour on top of another, one cone after another, one yield or exit or barricade after another. Like, it is impossible to drive this city in any sort of efficient, time-effective manner. And how could it be going? What has it been? It seems like it has been 3 or 4 years now that this has just been in continuation.
Yes. I always look to the West Washington Street Bridge over Little Eagle Creek, and the Department of Public Works said it took a little longer than we'd hoped. But by taking the time, we want to do it right. Not the fast way, but the right way. Well, they certainly did not do it the fast way.
And if you are blessed to not have to ever drive in the greater downtown area, consider yourself. Just say a prayer every day. Say, "Dear Lord, thank you for letting me avoid the greater downtown area. Please bless and protect Rob and Casey and Kevin as they attempt to maneuver through Joe Hogsett's insanity." And you know what?
I had a little conversation with Joe Hogsett on my way in today.
Oh, any words you can use here?
No, there aren't.
This is the most government thing ever, and this is the part of it, whether you drive downtown or you don't, in which for years, as a Hoosier lifer, as a Central Indiana lifer, who spent many a year, both in the daytime, in the nighttime, in the weekdays, in the weekends, driving the downtown. I mean, I worked before I was at WIBC. I worked here for multiple years as 2 very long, horrible years as a part of state government. It was still an easy drive. That was the least of my concerns every day, because Indianapolis, despite being a major metropolitan city, was a very easy city to get access to and maneuver around. Before this guy became the mayor, like, it was Peterson, it was fine. Ballard, it was fine. It's when this guy got in charge.
Yeah.
And it's gotten progressively worse. And so it is the perfect example of how there was no problem. There was no issue. And then at some point, government stepped in and said, "Let us solve this for you." And we said, "But wait a second. We don't need
We're doing okay without you.
We don't need the bus lanes.
Yes.
We don't need the bike lanes. Like, we don't need all of this stuff. We don't need the taxpayer-funded hotel. All of these things that are shutting humanity down. We don't need any of it. Things work great. I drive here. It's easy. I get out of here. It's easy. I go home. It's easy. I work. I pay taxes. Society is moving forward and operating perfectly as is. No, it's broken. We'll fix it for you. But it's not broken. Now it's broken because you broke it.
Yes, because you got involved. I kept wondering, because they had Washington Street closed, and I thought, oh, okay, this is going to be a couple weeks with this detour. But then once it's reopened, it's going to be wonderful. The road's going to be smooth. It's going to be great. It's going to be spacious and glorious. And no, it's worse than when they had the detour. There's metal plates everywhere. Potholes are huge. I thought once they open the road back up, it would be great. No, still lane restrictions, still detours. On my way in this morning, I saw 3 guys standing around, and I don't want to throw the workers under the bus.
You got to do it. You got to throw everybody on the bus at this point.
It's like, you're standing there. What are you doing?
They're basically co-conspirators at this point, Casey. They're basically co-conspirators.
What are you doing? I mean, they're just waiting for direction from someone.
Yeah, and this is, again, I come back to Ryan Hedrick said this, a WIBC newsman extraordinaire. This has been several months ago. I forget what scandal or thing it was with Hogsett, because there's been so many of them. But he came in and he said, look, Joe Hogsett runs the city of Indianapolis the way I ran my life at the height of my addiction issues. And Ryan's been very candid about that. He has a fabulous supporting sobriety podcast he does with Matt Baer. And he said, look, Joe Hogsett, the disorganization, the lack of completion, the lack of vision. Like that way, he said, that was my life when I was in the throes of my drug addiction. And that's how Hogsett runs the city. When you have major construction projects, first of all, the bus lines are a complete waste of taxpayer money. They're utterly ridiculous. You never see, it seems like, more than one or two people get off of these buses at these stop. Like, I mean, what hundreds of millions of dollars that could have improved roads and bridges and sidewalks and things that people are using every day. And we give it to a bus line that there's like 9 people on at any given time. But like you can't keep shutting things down. You have to complete one thing because people have to have somewhere else to go. Like if you're going to make this thing unmovable, you can't transport yourself through this major artery, then you have to have some backup place for people to go so that society can continue to function in a somewhat decent as-is manner, and they just keep shutting one artery, one escape route, one detour down after another to the point where it just takes forever to get around down here.
Yes, and it's interesting. You can tell people that aren't used to driving through it because the cones and the directions and the lane restrictions, and you get behind somebody who's not used to traveling through it. They have no idea where to go, and you can tell. Because it's difficult. It's a maze.
So for all of you people who are like, I can't believe you're so mean to the Republicans. Why don't you ever talk about the Democrats? Mark it down, baby. We spent the first 7 minutes of this show today,
November 20th,
going, which we do all the time. It's very selective memories from people, but I want it etched in stone that once again we have started our program talking about what a horrible job Joe Hogsett is doing running the city of Indianapolis. Now, I know you have a bevy of things for us to get to today, but I need a break to reset my thoughts. So can we just take a break? Then we get, who do you want to crap on next? Is it Braun? Is it the guy that is focused on the sandwich? Who do you want to talk about next?
Yes, all of those.
Oh, very good. Okay.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Terrorism.
93 WIBC.
That's the charge against a man who set a woman on fire.
What happens next?
President Trump gave final approval, compelling the release of the Epstein files.
Happens here.
Attorney General Pam Bondi have 30 days now to comply.
Stay in the know.
After a police chase, a pickup truck crashed into a home Wednesday night, and the driver is dead.
While you're on the go.
Funeral services will be held this morning for former Vice President Dick Cheney.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is proud to support the Salvation Army's Radiothon through My Virtual Red Kettle. Hey, it's Casey Daniels. Now through December 13th, they'll match your contribution up to $1,000. That's double the impact to make someone's life a little better. Visit WIBC.com and look for Casey's Virtual Red Kettle. While you're at it, check out Galaxy Concrete Coatings and find out why they're your best choice for your flooring needs. This Christmas time, make a difference and upgrade your space with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're creating stronger floors.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$150 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on.
What's Jeff Saturday up to these days?
Retiring from football means a lot of things for a guy like me. It means more time to pick up some hobbies, like baking, puzzles, and some gardening. It also means pinching pennies. And that's why I look for unclaimed property at indianaunclaimed.gov. Look, it's your money, and they want you to have it. So check indianaunclaimed.gov or text Jeff to 46220 and search now.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
There's one name for every home system: Chapman. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drains, electrical, and now proudly serving Bloomington. Remember the man for all seasons, and now more reasons. Chapman. ChapmanHeating.com.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's diamond engagement ring store.
Okay. We gotta talk about this senator who, with all the things going on in our state, he's focused on the sandwich.
Yeah. Hey, guys, couldn't get redistricting done, but let's make the pork tenderloin the state sandwich.
I don't care what moment we are at in our state. If a sandwich is your focus, you're doing the government wrong.
Do you think he was just trying to redirect, or is this parody? Is this real life, Rob?
No, I think, look, and I'll read the message again because we did it at the time on the air. That lawmaker I found it in my old messages. It was 2 years ago. This is how long we've been talking about the stupid sandwich, by the way. 2 years ago, they were on this sandwich, and we ripped them then, too. And one of these lawmakers, I got the timestamp still, Casey.
Oh, no.
1:26 in the morning. Sent me. Who knows what this
Did he say, hey, you up?
This was in session. The session was going on because it was January 11th, 2023 at 1:26 in the morning. This guy sent me this like scathing message on Facebook. And I was like, what are you doing at 1:26 in the morning where you're enraged at the radio guy about the sandwich?
The pork tenderloin sandwich.
But who is this Yahoo bitching about the sandwich now?
Senator
Jim Tomes, right? Okay. Do we have the audio of him?
We do.
Okay, so you've got all these things going on, right? Property taxes are still a crisis. The utility bills are totally out of control. You got people up in arms about these data centers that are popping up on every corner. The IEDC appears to be totally corrupt and full of conflict of interest.
And we're moving on from that. Nothing to see here.
Gas taxes are out of control. The governor is warring with the pro tem of the Senate over some bizarre obsession with redistricting. And Jim Tomes, the state senator, is focused on the sandwich.
Hello, November 18th, it's Organization Day. We're preparing for session for 2025. As many know, a special session was called to take a look at redistricting in Indiana. Since we do not have the support for that, we are canceling the December special session and moving right into January. And I look forward to preparing some legislation. A sneak peek I already gave you is the pork tenderloin bill, which is coming back. And we're going to make that the state sandwich, and to continuing to advocate for the rural districts that I represent, to make sure they have the quality of life and economic development initiatives and options that all Hoosiers have. So I look forward to the closing of this.
Okay, so not afford to stay in your home, not afford to pay your electric bill, not afford to drive your car with one of the highest gas taxes in the nation, not able to clean up the crap of the hundreds of millions of dollars of abuse and corruption and conflicts of interest that got exposed in the IEDC audit. None of that. He's going to focus on the sandwich.
Right. Is the sugar cream pie the official state pie?
Who knows? I don't know what any of these things are.
I want to give him something to work on if it's not.
Okay, now we must go back in the time machine because this was the message that I got. Well, it'll be 3 years ago now. This is how long, again, we've been talking about the sandwich and how long we've been saying this is
important stuff.
Just stupid that you guys are wasting your time on this rather than doing things that will help the public. This was from Christopher Judy. He's a state rep.
Okay.
And this was sent to me January 11th, 2023. By the way, I've screenshotted all of these in case somebody were ever going and try to delete their messages, which would be an even bigger story.
He's got receipts.
I don't think I've ever met this guy. I don't think I've ever talked to this guy. I don't think I'm friends with this guy on Facebook. Like, I had zero correspondence with this guy. And we said something. This is how powerful our show is. By the way, I think he's from Huntington, is where he is a state rep. This is how powerful our show is, that we say something and some rep doing who knows what at 1:26 in the morning. I can assure you, Casey, I've thought of a lot of things at 1:26 in the morning. It was never fight with the radio guy about the state sandwich. All right, are you ready? Now, we've read this before on the air, and I told him, the best part about this was I told him I was going to do this, and then he backpedaled out of this so quick. I'd love to meet with you. I'd like to get together. I'd like to hear more about
Let's
your
smooth things over, please. Don't call me out on the air.
All right, are you ready? You should really take away from a feel-good moment on the nomination of a, quote, state nomination of a tenderloin sandwich for the citizens of Huntington County. I really hope it engulfs your ego, Rob. The citizens of Huntington and Wabash County deserve that recognition. Wouldn't you agree, Rob? And just for fun, should I read my response back to it?
Yes,
that then caused him to backpedal. By the way, he never scheduled that meeting of us to get together.
Of course not.
And I think Chris Judy is one of the people who screwed everybody on property taxes, which is funny because after the response I sent to him, he quickly... Have you ever done this in a bar at 1:26 where you got some courage you didn't otherwise have, and then you approached someone you probably shouldn't have approached and said something really stupid, and they told you where to stick your pickup line, and then you said, "Well, I didn't mean it. I was just trying to be nice." This is what it reeks of. I said, again, this was January 11th of 2023. I don't think
at 1:26 in the morning.
No, I saw this at 6:38 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Because I was doing what normal people do.
You were sleeping.
I was sleeping. LOL. I think the taxpayers of Indiana deserve to not be flushed out of their homes because people like you can't stop spending money. The fact that you're on here messaging me instead of fixing the property tax crisis once again reinforces everything I need to know. And I'll make sure everyone knows today that you're very passionate about wasting your time on the state sandwich instead of solving actual problems.
What did he say? It was a tender moment?
No, it was
a feel-good moment.
It was a feel-good moment.
A feel-good moment. Okay.
Everyone else, 7 million people are getting screwed, but the people of Huntington get the stupid sandwich.
Right.
That's this guy's priority. And good to know his buddy Tomes is still going on it.
Right. You've got the House and the Senate now working on the pork tenderloin sandwich.
I come back to what I told somebody the other day in an interview I did. Before I started the interview, they said, "Hey, how's it going?" And I just said, I feel like I'm living in a bizarro world. And I keep feeling like I'm living in a bizarro world where for years now, things just keep getting worse in our state, and it's the same things. And nobody wants to address any of this, but they will just focus on the most irrelevant, stupid things like the state sandwich.
Hey, we've got the governor fighting with the president of the Senate. Let's talk about a sandwich, shall we? We've got inflation, we've got property taxes that are hurting Hoosiers, but you know what? We got the pork tenderloin.
And by the way, I read that message. Lawmakers, people in the State House, they message me all the time. I don't read their messages. But if you're going to message me unprompted and I don't know you, and because you're doing who knows what at 1:26 a.m., you didn't say this is off the record. If you're a lawmaker and you're going to seek me out, then I'm going to tell everybody.
Okay, well, the fight continues, by the way, on redistricting. The governor was on Fox 59 yesterday, and he said the conversation is only in the second or third inning. He's using baseball.
Wait, I thought we were in the first inning. Now we've quickly made it to the second or third inning?
Yeah, we're second, third inning.
In one day?
At what point do we get to the seventh inning stretch?
Well, we talked about this on, was it State House Happenings? Or maybe it was the Abdul. Like, the disconnect from our governor. Sir, the ball game is over. However, if you wanted to say by some miracle the game was still going, it's the bottom of the ninth. There are 2 outs, and your team is down 8-1. The guy lives in like a fantasy land of what's going on here. And the longer he keeps going with this, look, Rod Bray was, in a very timely thing for him, vindicated by what's going on with Texas, where part of the reason they didn't get in, Bray has never gotten into it, but you talk to enough people, you know what's going on over there. One of their concerns is if they gut Marion County, it is going to come off as they are deliberately disenfranchising a majority black district. And in the case of Texas, the reason right now look, it's going to go to the Supreme Court. I ultimately think these maps are going to get upheld from the Supreme Court. But the very hassle that, how many times are we right on this show, that we've been talking about, which is the lower courts were likely, depending on who the judges are. And by the way, it's a Trump judge, was one of the judges that threw the Texas map out.
Right.
So you can't blame it on,
liberal judges,
leftist activists, right? Is that there is a documentation from, or at least allegedly, documentation from people in the Trump administration specifically mentioning race as a part of these redrawn Texas maps. And I'm sure there was immense concern, or is immense concern, based on the law as it exists right now, that if they were to gut Marion County, they would run into the same issue that Texas is running into. Little bit different, scenario or facts on the ground, but the sort of the same thing, which is the thing gets thrown out, and then what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have a guy who's in Bray, and I'm loath to defend anything about Rod Bray, but in this case, you have a guy who's looking at the actual facts on the ground, legal precedent, because he is an attorney, and he's saying, look, here's what's likely to happen, versus Braun, who is basically cosplaying government at this point. He might as well just put on a costume and go to one of those conventions and say, I'm playing governor, look at me, who is just being totally subservient to Donald Trump, not worried at all about the facts on the ground and how this would be likely to go.
And the new maps don't guarantee it would be 9-0.
Of course
GOP.
Not. Of course not.
And if they would put some of this time and energy and potentially money just into winning the district outright, they wouldn't have to go through all this.
Have you noticed, Casey, how many people in the media are now coming around to like our positions on things, our long-held positions? It's like it's a cavalcade is a strong word, but there's a lot of people in the media who are saying things now that we have been saying for years. And up next,
speaking of that,
yes, Jacob Stewart from IndyStar has a fabulous piece out about something that we have said for years on this program, and he's saying we're absolutely right.
Townships gotta go. We'll talk about it coming up from 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
What the money could be put towards. Cloudy, 45 in downtown Indy with a high today in the low 50s. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 9:30. President Trump is continuing to push for his plan to issue rebate checks worth $2,000 to Americans. He says the U.S. has been taking in hundreds of billions of dollars thanks to higher import taxes, and he hopes to begin issuing these checks by mid-2026 if Congress approves the idea. Texas Congressman Jody Arrington, however, tells Fox Business This Mornings with Maria he believes the money from tariffs should go towards paying down the national debt.
We have record revenue coming in from tariffs. That is helping our fiscal prospects. That's helping the economy, but it's also strengthening the health of America's balance sheet. What we ought to do is keep paying down the debt.
President Trump has said high-income people would be excluded from receiving the checks if they were to be issued. Meanwhile, the president is scheduled to meet with New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani at the White House on Friday. The two will talk inside the Oval Office. President Trump claims both he and Mamdani want everything to work out well for New York City. Israel carrying out a series of strikes that the government says struck Hamas terrorist targets across Gaza. At least 33 Palestinians are dead in the last day. This comes after the IDF accused Hamas of opening fire on their soldiers in the region, saying that they violated a ceasefire agreement. Spokesperson for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Shosh Bedrosian, says the IDF will continue to eliminate any threats to their soldiers.
Israel made the decision independently to conduct these airstrikes and did not ask for permission to protect ourselves and our people.
And Hamas has condemned the strikes as a shocking massacre and denied firing on Israeli soldiers. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The markets are up today. The Dow up 458 points, 46,138. The S&P 500 also in the green, up 104 points, 6,642. And the NASDAQ close to 500 points of a gain, up 496 to 24,640. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hi, it's Denny Smith, and when temps are dropping, it means your water heaters, softeners, and even those old pipes are under stress. Fall's the time when rain hits, the ground shifts, and tree roots start tearing into those old clay or PVC lines. LD Smith Plumbing can handle it all. Water heaters, softeners, leaks, even gas line inspections before you fire up that furnace or fireplace. And don't forget those hoses, hose bibs, and crawl space vents before the freeze hits. Call my friends at LD Smith Plumbing, the local pros I trust, or just head to ldsmithplumbing.com today.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds, refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
If you or someone you know needs help putting food on the table, that help is closer than you think. WIBC cares. We've partnered with local food banks and organizations to provide resources for those who need them. Just go to WIBC.com and look for the banner that says Find Free Food Near You. You'll find a link to Community Compass, an up-to-date interactive map that shows locations, days, and times for you to collect food at no cost, as well as other resources to help you through this challenging time. Find community help now at WIBC.com.
Gage Diamonds has a secret for creating something stunning, something forever. It's our skilled ring designers. Tell them about your favorite ring styles. Show them your inspirations. Together, you'll make magic. Schedule your in-person or online appointment. Gage specializes in exceptional lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. Visit GageDiamonds.com. We're Engagement's middle name.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and you know that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace through strict.
The criminal clown has stolen the throne. He steals what he can never own. May the truth ring out from every
Casey, there's nothing that I love more than when other people in the media agree with me.
Yes, that's been happening a lot, too.
Well, we've been ahead of the curve for years here on this program. A new column out, a friend of the program saying something we've said for a very long time. We got a lot of wasteful government.
Yes, Indianapolis has too much government. Indiana has too much government.
Yeah, our old pal Jacob Stewart from the Indy Star, fabulous new column out. Now, this is specifically about township government as it relates to Marion County, but I think you can extrapolate this across the state and how much money it could save taxpayers if we just got rid of the township government. Jacob Stewart from Indy Star joins us now. Jacob Stewart, hello.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Okay, so you said the thing. I'll let you put it in your own words. Township government, especially in Marion County, but again, I think you can take it across the entire state, kind of seems wasteful, kind of seems redundant. What's the word I'm looking for? Redundant?
Wasteful?
No, redundant.
Redundant.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Redundant. There's so many files in here, Casey. Sometimes in this brain, they sometimes just merge together in words that don't exist.
Did you get one file fall in the back of the cabinet there?
Redundant. It seems redundant. Tell us about it.
Yeah, sure. No, exactly like you said. Township governments are wasteful and duplicative. They provide services any other unit of government could, and they're really just a leftover from a time when people had horse-drawn carriages and had to, walk to the nearest government unit. And nowadays, they're way too small to provide, just look at fire departments. I mean, you got to spend so much money on equipment alone. And just having, the average township is, got a couple thousand people. Marion County is a little bit bigger. But, that's a lot of money for just a couple people in a small area to have to bear. In Marion County, even more so, because the Indianapolis City County government does most of everything already. Only, I think, 3 townships still have a fire department, for example. And then the rest, a lot of them... I think some of their biggest expenses are the small claims courts and poor relief, and then salaries on top of that. And pretty much all of that could be absorbed by something the city county already does.
So, Jacob, you get into this in this article with kind of specific dollar amounts to the amount that could potentially be saved, money that could go to the taxpayers, or at the very least in a tax cap world, it could be disseminated to the other entities, which in the end could save taxpayers money. It's a lot of money we're talking about here.
Oh, yeah. So back in 2007, the governor, Mitch Daniels at the time, commissioned this Kerr-Shepard report. And our good friend Michael Hicks from Indy Star and one of his colleagues wrote a study following up on that because it advocated for eliminating townships. And he quantified exactly how much that the taxpayer would save. And when it came to fire departments, at the time it was like, I want to say like $12 per person, and now with inflation, that's up to like over $18 per person every year, just for emerging fire departments with the county.
Yeah, and you start adding those up, these little things, right? Like, okay, $18, it doesn't sound like a lot, but if it's 18 with the fire, and it's $12 over here, and now you've got eventually, before you add it all up, $50-$60 a person.
Oh yeah, for sure, and there's very much reason to believe it's even more in Marion County. I mean, I counted up the population of like Decatur and Wayne townships and how much they spend on fire departments, and they're spending hundreds of dollars more per person than the Indianapolis Fire Department is. So that right there, I mean, either they're not doing it as efficiently as they could, or, certainly they aren't, but it just makes more sense to merge it with the county.
Jacob, you had mentioned in your article that residents of Speedway and Beech Grove are triple taxed. Talk more about that.
Yeah, so they're taxed by the excluded city that they live in. They're taxed by the township, and they're taxed by Marion County. So they're essentially subsidizing some of the extra services county people get and the township. And that's kind of the price of being in an excluded city. You get a little bit more control over your police departments and whatnot, and zoning and road funding. That's a huge benefit right there to eliminating townships, is that you help those people out that are living in an excluded city and being triple taxed.
Jacob Stewart from Indy Star is our guest. New column out about how rotten, Casey, those township governments are and how much it's costing you, the taxpayer. So do you get a feeling on why nobody ever does anything about this? Because you're right, Jacob. Almost 20 years ago, a bipartisan commission put together by the governor said, get rid of these things, and they haven't done a darn thing about it. Do you get a feeling on why everybody kind of acknowledges what's going on here, but nobody will do anything about it?
Yeah, I mean, township governments are pretty much obsolete, but people like them. They don't have a huge reason to hate them besides the fact that it's very obvious they're wasting money. But people don't think like that. But then the other issue, too, that I've heard from some local officials in Indianapolis specifically is, I mean, for good reason, they want another layer of government in between them and Mayor Joe Hogsett. If they hand the keys over to their fire department to Indianapolis, what's to say that, they get like one fireman patrolling their district or whatever, or one fire department in their district, and it's as understaffed as the IMPD. And I think that's a reasonable complaint, and that's why in the latter half of my column I say that residents of townships should have the option to join an excluded city. That way they have more control over things that actually matter, the policies that directly associate with the cost of government. Like I said, excluded cities have a little bit more control over their police departments, and that's been a great help in many cases. But as far as fire departments go, like, nobody's setting a policy in Indianapolis that makes fire departments less efficient. You could definitely argue that the prosecutor and the judges are setting policies that make the IMPD more inefficient.
Hey,
and
before we let you go, I wanted to take a moment to get into this. You have a second column out, just came out today, in fact, about the data centers. Headline: Data centers are too big for local officials to regulate. This is a huge fight right now about what we're going to do with these data centers. Who should be in charge of saying yes or no? Tell us about this column about the data centers.
Yeah, sure. So I attended a town hall in Decatur Township about a new data center wanting to come in. Very unique circumstance. You don't often see town halls headed by the data center company. Savvy Corporation's the one trying to bring one in. And predictably, no one in the community supported it. There was about 400 people that showed up, hundreds of which could not even enter the room because it was just so chock full. And, people were essentially just yelling at the data center rep for like an hour or two. And so it really, if you look at the state government, kind of the fine line that Governor Braun is trying to walk is he wants these data centers, but he also wants to lower rates for consumers. And he kind of expects each local government official to weigh the benefits of each development, while at the same time they have absolutely zero leverage to do so because of how weak our state's utility policies are.
So what should be done? I mean, this is Casey and I got into this yesterday because of this, this massive amount of people that showed up at this town hall, and they were all against it for the most part. Like, I think these data center people do a horrible job, and the governments, the local governments, state governments, do a horrible job of explaining what the benefit is and then being honest about the risk. I think it rests there. What say you?
Oh, 100%. And it's so convoluted, too, especially when you get into electricity talk. They kept pointing over to AES throughout that whole town hall and saying, well, you can talk to them. They promise they're not going to raise their rates. But the problem is nobody trusts them, and for good reason. And, one thing they keep saying is that, if we have more people buying electricity, that means more data centers, then rates can be stabilized because that's more people paying for, these new energy generation facilities. But the problem is that it totally ignores the state's utility laws. They haven't taken into account the fact that data centers pay less per unit of electricity than residents. And there's just so many other things. And, that's why I say that, if Governor Braun wants to lower electricity rates and he, maybe he likes the data centers still, he needs to strengthen the IURC and push the legislature to get rid of some of these utility policies that essentially give AES and the monopoly utilities whatever they want.
All right. Find him over at IndyStar.com. Columnist extraordinaire Jacob Stewart. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. A lot of fun, a lot of laughs. And then Rob Kendall is going to rip off his shirt and go off the rails. Let's go.
The best AI for your business isn't artificial. It's advisor intelligence. With Horizon, you get real people to help you drive real growth. Open your business account today at horizonbank.com/businessai. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream. Or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
It's not just cancer care, it's the complete care you get at Hendricks.
And you can feel that spirit of excellence, trying to do what's best from a medical standpoint, but also trying to affect the patient and their family as you would a family member.
Hendricks Care is trying to meet the patient where they are.
You know your body better than anyone else.
Do the cancer screening early.
An ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure.
Learn about health screenings at hendricks.org/cancer. You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. If you're living with a chronic condition like diabetes, chronic heart failure, or a cardiovascular disorder, you might count on extra support with your health care too. That's why United Healthcare offers chronic special needs plans with extra benefits and a large provider network to choose from. Visit uhc.com/Medicare to find out if you qualify today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on. Provider network may vary in local market.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary and 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Potential cannot be measured, and it can't be taken away from you either. You never know how strong you are, how capable, and how amazing you really are until you face a challenge. Our Franciscan Health orthopedic teams guide the steps you take to overcome life's hurdles. Be ready for the high fives, the constant encouragement and care plans designed for only you that help you realize your extraordinary potential. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/orthocare.
Don't wait until Gold Friday. Get specially priced tickets for the Pacers-Pistons game.
Players outside the arc, now center of the floor, Siakam. Drives, whips that left-hand pass into the lane. Caught and finished by Isaiah Jackson.
Get the best ticket prices of the season with your Indiana Pacers Gold Friday deals presented by KeyBank. This week only, get specially priced tickets for the Pistons game on Monday. Get your tickets at Pacers.com/Gold Friday. That's Pacers.com/Gold Friday.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Want to be in the room where it happens? Win opening night tickets to Broadway's Hamilton Tuesday, December 2nd. Enter now at WIBC.com for your shot to see the show everyone's talking about.
Am I understanding this right? That I get quoted in this article, and what a job of journalism if indeed this is true. They basically took my quote to the governor's office, and then they
said thoughts. That's the way it looks.
And
yeah.
they responded.
They did. They respond to you.
Okay, next hour, there's this fabulous article that just came out in the Indy Star by Kayla Dwyer. I think I had mentioned that we had a fabulous conversation a couple days ago, and she was working on something, and it's out now. You can read it now at Indy Star. The title of it is, Has Governor Mike Braun Burned All His Political Capital on Redistricting? And
you're half the article.
The top of it, I love that this appears that she took those quotes, which are great. I always get done with these articles and go, I'm gold for these people. And she took those quotes to Braun, and they actually responded to it. So we'll talk about that next hour. But in the meantime, This Kurt Signetti bobblehead is fascinating to
There's
me.
a bobblehead in the news, another one, and now you can pre-order it. So if you're a fan of Kurt Signetti or Indiana football, you can purchase the first Kurt Signetti bobblehead. It's being released by the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum, and I looked where that is. That's in Milwaukee, by the way.
How much is it? Does it say?
If you wanted to go. The price is $40 plus $8 shipping, and it's expected to ship in March.
So wait. You're telling me that the coach,
Mm-hmm.
the statewide beloved coach of a university with tens of thousands of generous, wealthy alumni has a bobblehead, and he's only charging $40 for it.
Correct.
So, like, if a politician who is reviled by the people for not doing his job were trying to charge $500,
this would be a better deal.
And then didn't really sell any, so he had to cut the price to $100. He's still probably not going to sell many.
Still, this is a better deal.
Based on the fact that the beloved coach is only asking $40 for his bobblehead.
Yeah. So this bobblehead is interactive, by the way. If you press a button, it plays Signetti's popular signing day quote where he said, "It's pretty simple. I win. Google me."
Well, isn't it fascinating that when he did that, there were people, I mean, some people loved it, right? But then there were people who said, "Wow, they're a hot shot. You've won at a low level, but this is a whole new ball game in the Big Ten." And this dude has absolutely delivered times 10 on everything he promised he was going to do.
I love it. I win. Google me.
And it is fascinating and this has happened very quickly, which is rare, right? Indiana went through this with Bob Knight, where the coach becomes bigger than the program itself. And if you look at IU basketball, it really never has recovered, even though it's been 25 years now since Bob Knight left IU, because in a weird way, the people made Knight bigger than the program itself. And you see this a lot of times with programs where they'll go through Dean Smith when he left North Carolina, et cetera, where it takes time for them to come back. Signetti has almost become, look, IU didn't have much of a program before he got there, but he has quickly become bigger than the program itself, and he is sort of the face now of IU football.
Yeah, so what, they're ranked 2? They don't play this week.
No game this week. Purdue next week.
Okay.
They'll beat them by 9 million, and then it's off to the Big Ten championship.
So the bobblehead, it's Signetti. He's at a podium. He's got a microphone, and the Indiana logo is on the front. And, of course, you can press the button, and he talks.
I just love that this guy who is this, nationally renowned figure who's now getting paid $11.6 million a year to coach football. He's so good and liked, and he's bringing tens of millions of dollars of economic development and interest to a program that has really never had.
Clearly elevated the program.
Right. He's asking 40. They're asking 40 for his bobblehead. But there's a politician out there who is loathed, who has the most recent polls show an approval rating in which double the amount of people hate him as like him, and most people don't even know who he is. And he thought, oh, somebody will pay me $500 for my bobblehead. Oh, that didn't work. They'll pay me $100 for it. We'll call it a Christmas discount.
That's what it is. It's a sale. So the Signetti bobblehead.
Going at a business sale. That's what it is.
It's individually numbered out of 2023, and it's sold exclusively through the Hall of Fame and Museum, their online store. And the co-founder of the Bobblehead Hall of Fame said that the "Google me" quote and IU's recent success makes the bobblehead a likely fan favorite. Now, if you're wanting to get this one for someone for Christmas, it's not going to be ready in time.
What?
They're not arriving until March.
Well, what good does that do? How could they have not had these ready for Christmas, Casey?
I don't know, Rob.
How long does it take to make a bobblehead?
That I don't know.
Is this a tariff issue?
Do you want me to try and get Phil?
Is the Signetti,
Phil Schuyler, the co-founder?
Is the Signetti bobblehead being derailed by the tariffs?
Possibly.
All right. When we come back, we have to talk about this IndyStar article in which it appears this is brilliant journalism by Kayla Dwyer. She asked
it because they used a picture of you and all your quotes.
She asked the governor's office to respond to one of my quotes, and it appears they did.
Yeah, we'll get to it coming up. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel here. I've had previous experience with weight loss injections, and they worked, but the provider was very impersonal. With Premier Weight Loss, it's a totally different experience, Hammer. Their offices are professional and relaxing and impressive. It's not a compound product. It's true medical guidance, not just a telehealth chat request. And by the way, Hammer, the price of this most popular option is $350 per month.
Everybody's journey is different. I lost 50 pounds on my own, but then I hit a plateau and I couldn't lose anymore. And that's when I reached out for help. And Premier Weight Loss, they customized a plan specifically for me. And they got 2 different locations. There's one at 96th and Meridian. There's one off 106th and 69. Please stop by pwlnd.com. pwlnd.com. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much better. Make sure you tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Have you heard about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation? Your neighbor Bruce did.
Well, the project I was wanting to accomplish was my driveway. I wanted to see if I could get something that looked halfway decent, that would last a while. We also had a side patio surface redone.
Garage, basements, patios, sidewalks, driveways, Galaxy will transform your surface in as little as 1 day.
The crew was very, very good, excellent. The end result was just super. It is non-slippable surface. I get this if you want to make sure you're not going to have any people slipping or sliding when it rains.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The end result was just super. It was very easy to keep this surface clean. I had tire tracks all over it, and I just took out my hose, sprayed it down, and it looks just like new again.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We are out of this world.
When I was 48 years old, I had a massive heart attack.
Jake Query, sports radio host and announcer for the IndyCar Radio Network, shares his story as a registered organ donor.
I've always heard the assumption that I don't know about being an organ donor because if you go into the ER, they're going to be more anxious to get your organs. I'm kind of proof that's not the case. When your life is the one that's in the balance, your life is the priority.
Say yes to organ donation.
I have the opportunity to allow another group of people to continue the love and the beauty of life. Why wouldn't I do it?
To learn more, go to donatelifeindiana.org.
Hey, Black Friday's come early at Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 deal. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So get those Black Friday deals all month long at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
In 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, how a person died early this morning on a road in Hamilton County. Over in Johnson County, arrest warrants for drug dealers are returning some good results, and why a family is suing the company behind a popular online game. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
It took a while. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but we finally got the September jobs report this morning, delayed well over a month by the government shutdown. Fox's Jenny Casola reports it came in way better than expected, sending the Dow surging up over 500 points on Wall Street.
There were 119,000 new jobs created, more than double the 50,000 expected. The unemployment rate rose to 4.4%. There won't be a separate October employment report released because there wasn't sufficient data collected during the government shutdown. It will be part of the November report on December 16th.
Now, the August jobs numbers were revised, so instead of a gain of 22,000, 4,000 jobs were lost that month, and a lot more jobs are going away. At Verizon, the company plans to lay off 13,000 workers. President Trump is angry at some Democrats in Congress over a video they posted opposing the U.S. military operation off the South American coast that's blown up suspected drug trafficking boats, killing dozens of alleged narco-terrorists.
This is a half dozen congressional Democrats, and they've posted this video telling members of the military and intelligence services that it's their duty to defy what they're calling illegal orders. Now, these Democrats are all veterans themselves of the intelligence services or the military, and they say it is a duty to refuse orders that violate the Constitution.
That's Fox's Rich Edson at the White House, and reacting to that on Truth Social a short time ago, President Trump called those Democrats traitors, and that each one should be arrested and put on trial, and that their words cannot be allowed to stand, adding an example must be set. Last night, the president signed the resolution Congress passed to compel the Justice Department to release more files from the Epstein underage girls' sex trafficking scheme.
Attorney General Pam Bondi, meantime, and her Justice Department have 30 days now to comply, although some documents may be redacted and others may be withheld, citing ongoing investigations.
That's Fox's Doug Luzader. Congress passed that resolution almost unanimously. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A crash claiming a life. It's cloudy, 45 in the Circle City. A cloudy day overall with today's high at 53. I'm Sheriff Lewis. It's 10:02. A person is killed early this morning in a crash on US 31 near 256th Street, just north of Westfield. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office says someone driving an SUV struck a deer around 4 a.m. and came to a stop in the road.
And then at that point, a southbound semi traveling behind it hit the SUV. Causing collision, was involved at that point.
Sergeant Brian Melton with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office says they use an accident reconstruction team to figure out how crashes like this happen and what can be done to prevent them in the future. After issuing 32 felony warrants, the Johnson County Sheriff's Office, with help from Marion County deputies and other area police departments, arrested 26 drug dealers this week. Franklin Police Chief Kirby Cochran spoke about the operation Wednesday.
These low-level dealers, they're getting drugs from somewhere, so it doesn't take rocket scientists figure out that what we're working on is prevention, trying to be proactive.
The law enforcement agency seized multiple different types of drugs, including cocaine, fentanyl, marijuana, and meth. The age range of those arrested is 20 years old up to 68. Also in Johnson County, a family is filing a lawsuit against the popular online game Roblox, claiming the app facilitates child predators. The lawsuit claims Roblox did not have adequate safeguards in place to protect children from predators, leading to a 10-year-old girl being groomed by an older man on the platform. Roblox has faced multiple similar lawsuits before. 4 animals are dead and a person is recovering after suffering severe burns in a house fire in Lafayette. The fire department says another person was released from the hospital, but 1 dog and 3 cats died in the blaze. Finally, a win for the Indiana Pacers as they beat the Charlotte Hornets 127-118 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse last night. Head coach Rick Carlisle on his team's resiliency.
Through a tough stretch, the guys just kept hanging in, and they made a mad run at the end, which always happens, and guys did a good job to hold them off.
Benedict Mathurin had 24 points for the Pacers, who are now 2-13. That's still the worst record in the league. They hope to get another win when they head to Cleveland on Friday. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
If you're experiencing a hardship and need to quickly sell your home, we may be able to help. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
Simple Quarters has helped me by allowing me to sell my house. It's given me the financial stability to be able to move and go on with that next chapter. Simple Quarters was the best option for me because there was no BS involved. It was simply straightforward, to the point, honesty, and that is what made me go with Simple Quarters. There was nothing that I didn't expect. They didn't have hidden fees. They didn't ask me to go get an appraisal. They didn't ask me to have a surveyor come out. This has probably been one of the easiest experiences in my life. And if I ever have to do it again, I would call Simple Quarters again. Simple Quarters absolutely kept their word through the whole process.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Look, here's the deal.
What's the deal?
If you ask me questions, especially if it's about the governor, I'm going to give you answers.
You're going to give your opinion, aren't you?
I love this new article out in the Indy Star. Kayla Dwyer, friend of the show, did the story. And it says, has Governor Mike Braun burned all his political capital on redistricting?
He's having a tough week, isn't he?
Well, obviously, it's been a dumpster fire for him. And you and I have talked at length about why people are upset about this. Look, one of the things that's been fascinating about the whole redistricting thing is how people just keep telling themselves something, and even though no evidence to support it ever emerges, people just keep it up. Like, oh, no, there's all these people that are in support of redistricting. Well, where are they? Because every public poll that's been released, including by Republican-affiliated pollsters, has shown people against redistricting, and it not that close in most of these polls. Then there's these town halls where it's okay, everybody's welcome, right? The Greg Good Town Hall, which is a Republican senator, Republican district, you come, you tell me, I listen to everyone as long as you live in my district. Not one person spoke in favor of it. A whole bunch of people spoke against it. And now you have this rally at the State House where the estimates are a measly 30 to 50 people. And I've seen the photo. It's the same people. It's the usual suspects. It wasn't like our property tax rally where all these people coming, I've never been to one of these before. I felt passionate to take the day off work or whatever. So where are all of these people? They don't appear to exist other than in the delusional minds of people who desperately want to be always subservient to Donald Trump.
Braun's office said that they have broad GOP support for his redistricting push. The quote, Hoosier Republicans in the State House and around the state are with Governor Braun on this issue and many more.
Okay, so this article, and she called me, I don't know, maybe this was Monday, and we talked for probably 20 minutes but we talked about a variety of things. Property taxes, we talked about the obviously this issue with redistricting. And so, look, the quotes don't change very much for me, right? It's just a continuation of what we do here between 9 and noon. And right out of the bat, to her credit, she knows she's an experienced writer. Kayla Dwyer is very good at what she does. She knows the people want to see the smoke. And so right out of the gate, it's me talking about, hey, I think Braun, if he ultimately loses on this, which there's still technically time in the game, but if he, after failing miserably on property taxes and letting everybody down, it's not that they didn't get done. It's that he wrote the check with his mouth that he wouldn't cash with his actions. And so he lost a whole bunch of people with that. Now he's about to do it again because I can almost guarantee you he told Trump, because I've heard the speech before. I've been in the room with him when he gives the speech. And he's very convincing because you go, well, this guy's a millionaire. He's done all these great things. He's a former senator. If he tells you, like they told me last year, oh, man, don't worry. We got this pack that's coming in, and we're going to bring the boom down on these guys if they don't get in line. And we got this under control. I am almost certain they gave the same speech months ago to Trump about Indiana, about I'll get these guys on board. You don't have to worry about anything. We might need a little help. And it hasn't materialized. And I said, look, if he fails on this, he's donezo. It's over.
I believe the quote is, I think he's done. Conservative radio host Rob Kendall declared. You're saying that he's lost credibility not only with Trump, but also the Indiana legislature. Braun writes checks with his mouth, but his actions can't cash. Braun just doesn't have any juice in the State House. That is from you.
And look,
that's what you said.
After what we saw with property tax, not even just property, but basically everything, right? Would that be an inaccurate statement to say he doesn't have the ability to move the legislature to the positions he wants? I mean, he's been at this for 6 months. He was on property taxes for essentially a year and a half. If you think he was the nominee in May and the election he started running for governor really a year and a half. He was always the front runner. He basically, let's just give him a year. Let's just say he had a year campaigning as governor, although part of the problem with him is he didn't mention property taxes until he really wanted our support. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like he had a ton of time to move
He had an original plan, couldn't get that done.
Right. And so I think that's just an obvious statement to say they don't you can't move them. They don't, whether it's respect you or like you or whatever it is, they're just not listening to you.
Well, they did go to Braun's office and ask for their quote.
I love this, that it appears, because here's how it's written. In a statement, a spokesman for Braun firmly pushed back against this narrative, saying the, quote, fake news media have been wrong about Braun in the past. Okay, so now I guess, even though they begged for my support, brought me over to state party, had the meeting there, they made the pitch to me, they were begging for my support last summer. Now, does this sound familiar, Casey?
Fake news.
Somebody else begging for my support, wouldn't believe they wouldn't be there without me, and then once you hold them accountable for the things they promised and they don't deliver on,
you're the problem.
I'm the problem. That's right. So the same people who were begging for my support at state party last year, now suddenly I'm fake news because I'm telling you the obvious that's going on here.
The big problem here is that Braun is over a barrel, and that's the same thing that former Representative Mike Murphy said, because if you alienate Trump, you risk losing federal dollars for the state of Indiana.
But you got to call his bluff on that. And I think that's where the General Assembly's at. You're saying, Mr. President, that a state that has been very good to you, you have talked glowingly about Indiana. It is a red state. It does put 7 of our 9 representatives into Congress on your side. It does put our 2 U.S. senators, mostly. Now, Banks is 24/7 on your side. Young, mostly, on most things. On his side, you're telling us that you are going to be publicly admit you're that petty that if we don't do this one thing, that you're going to pull federal. I would call his bluff on that every day of the week, Casey, because I don't believe for a second, because it shows you who Trump is. Like the Indiana politicians, the General Assembly, they are making a decision based on what they are hearing from their constituents. Trust me, if their constituents were coming out in favor of this in droves, they would do it. The support is not there for this, and that's why they're acting the way they're acting.
So you called it a miscalculation. Kendall criticized Braun, saying people see through it. They see it as bailing the Republicans out for bad governance.
Which is exactly what it is. And Nikki Kelly is going to join us next, and we're going to talk to her about this. It is fascinating that all of these, whether it's the Instagram, the Twitter people, the DC Drano guys, people who don't live here, who keep threatening, we're going to primary this person.
Well, they keep saying it's Mike Pence's fault.
Yeah, I can assure you, Mike Pence has, as much as I would love to blame anything on Mike Pence. Mike Pence, nobody cares about him anymore. Nobody thinks about him. Nobody's listening to him. He doesn't have any juice in this state. It has nothing to do with it. I mean, it's a simple thing. It is that the people who are for it, while they may be super passionate, are definitely not a majority. A lot of them don't live in their districts. In most cases, most of these people, because there aren't enough of them, don't live in their district. And most people who are for it, a lot of them are just like, well, you know, whatever. It's like number 9 on my list. Can we please just fix the property tax, or can we please fix the utility bills? But what's fascinating is that instead of saying, hey, District 1, which is the Chicago district, which Frank Mervan is the congressman, why don't we just put all our resources this year into that district and win it? DC Drano or any of the rest of these Twitter people. It's within 5 to 7 points. All you got to do is basically flip 3.5% of the voters and you win.
Just run a good campaign up there and you'll have 8-1.
Or here's an idea and a novel concept. Just govern better and people will want to vote for you, right? But that's just, like, they can't do that. And so instead they're looking for this bailout of changing these maps, which, as I've said from the beginning, all you're doing if you change these maps is you're bailing out bad Republican governance. And what's fascinating to me is when you see the video or the videos and the pictures of the 30-ish people that showed up at that rally, it's the same faces of many of the people who are screaming about what a bad job the Republicans do. Like people who have been the most vocal about it. And there you are again. There you are again, being totally like behind these people, subservient to them, cheerleading for them. What do they do for you?
Yeah, it's interesting. So the governor did not please people with the property tax reform bill, so much so that a group has gone to the governor's mansion to meet with him, where they were told he had an ace up his sleeve, and those are the same people that are showing up for the redistricting rally.
Yeah, and I've told them this, and of course most of them just cut off communication with me because they don't want to hear it. They want to be affirmed in whatever they're doing. I said, you are bailing him out. No, we're not. Yeah, you are. You need to punish Braun. Braun lied to everyone. You can say whatever you want about Rod Bray or Baldwin or any of the rest of these guys. They're not good guys. But they weren't the ones out there promising to do something for you. You can dislike them because of their views, but at no point was Rod Bray like, bingo, Braun's property tax plan, we'll do this. No, Braun was the one who made that deal. And when you bail out liars, of which Braun is, and people who will turn on you and stab you in the back in an instant for whatever the politically expedient thing of the moment is, you're just going to keep getting the same thing. And we've seen this time and time again with the Republican base where, that's awful. I can't believe they did that. That's it. We're done with them. And then keep
showing up to the same stuff.
They're at the thing.
So you have Republican State Senator Aaron Freeman, who said as long as his schedule permits, he's going to visit the White House the first week in December to discuss redistricting with the president. And you've got other state senators confirming that they've also been invited. One thing nobody's talking about, at this point, you are so late in the game, and it's really disrespectful, actually, what they're doing at this point. They try to present it as, oh, we'll just change some lines on the map and it'll be great. You're going to cause mass chaos and turmoil with your local elected officials. It's the equivalent of taking a dump in somebody's living room and going, somebody better clean that up. Well, I mean, that's what the General Assembly does all the time. And these Congress people, they don't care at all about it. But these local election clerks and poll workers and precinct people and all of this stuff, this takes a long time to get this stuff together, and the filing starts in January, and you're telling me in the middle of December you're just going to hand this to them and go, hey, make that work, man. I really do have to wonder, though. These people have been invited to the White House, and I doubt they'll be in the Oval Office. They'll be somewhere, and Donald Trump's going to walk in. You go through that entire process. You go through all the security. You pull up to the White House. I mean, it's impressive. Are they really going to have the conviction? Like, after going through that whole process and meeting with the president, and he looks you in the eye and he says, I need you to redistrict, change your mind. Are you going to come back to Indiana and go, yeah, okay, you know.
Oh, I would. I would love that.
You would.
I would tell him right to his face.
Would you? You wouldn't be intimidated. You wouldn't be swayed. You wouldn't be impressed. You wouldn't be wined and dined.
How many years have we
worked
together?
We're talking about politicians, though, Rob. And conviction.
Well, right, but I'm saying, no, I don't doubt that. But, I mean, Baldwin's going, I think. He's already said he's on board. What good does he do you? I mean, Freeman would, I don't know if he's announced he's on board or not, but I always thought he would do whatever Trump tells him to do. I want to, like, if Bray goes, I want to see what happens out of that. But it is too late at this point. I don't even know how unless you just change, which it's Indiana, so who knows what they'll do, unless you change the election day at this point, which they've done that before during COVID, when Holcomb just walked out there. It's a mess. It's ridiculous. It's not what people want their government focused on. They want them fixing these issues that are affordability of life, and every second you spend on this stupid thing that does nothing but help Trump and bail out bad Republican governance isn't time taken away from fixing the things that matter to people.
Well, we've got Nikki Kelly who's going to join us next. We'll continue this conversation. Plus, we've got some new polling on Donald Trump that we're going to get to. It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Tony Katz.
The Affordable Care Act is not affordable, and the people who claim it's affordable now tell you that we have to pay subsidies in order to make it affordable for the people. Now, there was some talk that Democrats were going to try and engage some level of delay, air traffic controllers not getting paid, military not getting paid, and children starving in order to get their political way. And they think that that's progress. Children were going hungry, I was told.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Hamilton is coming. Tickets are on sale now for the Tony and Pulitzer Prize-winning musical, Hamilton, in Indianapolis at Old National Center from December 2nd to the 14th. Get tickets at BroadwayInIndianapolis.com.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Hey, guys, it's Rob for Mark Deedle. You know, the Indianapolis real estate market is strong, but it's not easy. Now is a good time to sell only if you hire a real estate team that knows how to aggressively market your home, like Mark Deedle Realty. Perhaps you're worried with the challenging market, you won't sell your home for the price it's worth. Mark Deedle guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Troy in Connorsville had to say about working with Mark Deedle. I was a real estate challenge. I wanted to sell my home over market value and buy a home near my favorite hunting area with land and no HOA close to town. Miraculously, thanks to the Mark Deedle team, they did it all. They found the perfect new home at a great price and sold my current home in 10 days for $10K over list price. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Deedle, 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
Transform your bath and double the value. It's B Windows Black Friday bath sale. Buy one bath, get one free. Plus no interest and no payments for 24 months. Call now or visit bwindow.com.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine custom jewelry in Carmel.
I'm gonna rid myself a house in the shade of the freeway.
So much going on with Indiana politics and government, and, well, so much of it is the governor and the pro tem of the Senate going at it. Let's get the latest on what's going on with redistricting. Mike Braun, Rod Bray, and a whole bunch more. To do that, we go to one of the best in all of Indiana politics and government when it comes to covering the news. Nikki Kelly from the Indiana Capital Chronicle joins us now. Nikki Kelly, hello.
Good morning.
So you've been at this, like 25 years now, right? Covering Indiana politics and government, if not longer. Have you ever seen anything like what's going on with the governor? It seems like he's trying to goad Rod Bray into some sort of public spat. Have you ever seen anything like this?
I mean, I think the governor's using the one tool he has at his, disposal, which is the bully pulpit, and trying to kind of shame or scare Rod Bray into changing his mind. And it's not just Rod Bray's mind. I mean, he didn't unilaterally say we're not coming in. I think we saw on a vote this week that was largely about timing, but it gave you an indication of where people stand on redistricting, that caucus is just hopelessly deadlocked. They were at like 1919. There were a few absences, so let's say 2020. So it's not just Rod Bray alone who's making this decision.
Do you have a theory on, did Braun, 6 months ago, did Braun think, oh, we'll get him, it's no problem? I mean, I don't understand why he took this approach unless he thought, oh, we'll eventually we'll win him over.
I think he did believe that. I think he thought, he was trying to show deference to the legislature. He has to, he's only in his second year, coming up his second legislative session. He didn't want to burn bridges. And he thought, we'll give them time to come to this. We'll let the, J.D. Vance come in and talk to them. And I think they're probably surprised that they haven't been able to swing those final votes they need. And eventually, time was running out. And so the governor called a special session to try to put more pressure on them.
So he has used the word compel. You've been around covering at a high level Indiana politics and government for a very long time. What can he do to compel the Senate to return?
Yeah, so the word compel is used in some House and Senate rules to compel, a quorum. And it's usually comes about when there's a caucus who is refusing to come in to deny the quorum. For instance, 10 years ago or whatever it was, when House Democrats fled to Illinois, they tried to compel them by fining them. And there is an anti-bolting statute that, they can be fined a civil penalty. There was talk back then about sending the cops after them to bring them in, the doorkeepers. I think in the past, I found an old book, maybe in the 1900s, where doorkeepers would round them up out of the state house and bring them and drag them in. But that's why they started leaving town and going to Illinois, right? Because your police can't go over that line. However, all those things that I'm talking about are kind of within the legislature. This is how you compel your own members to come. I haven't really found very many examples of any of how a governor can compel them to come. So they say they're researching it, and I guess we'll find out soon.
Nikki Kelly from the Indiana Capitol Chronicle is our guest. Do you have a theory or know how close they actually are? I mean, they got to get to 25. It would seem based on that vote, they've got 19. Is that sort of the number?
Yeah, and I think the governor told some TV stations yesterday that they thought they had 21 when kind of push comes to shove from some of the lawmakers, but that's still, several short. So they would need at least 25. If not a single person was missing, absent that day, then the lieutenant governor could break a tie, or they would need 26.
He spoke of long-term political consequences. What does he mean?
I mean, I'm assuming he means losing their seat and not being able to move up in the political world if they want other offices in their mind. I kind of think it's funny. We're talking about we're going to primary a bunch of these senators. I mean, you're talking 20 of them at least, right?
Right.
And so not all of them are up this session. So, but I said to someone yesterday, they're probably going to spend more money to, knock off a couple state senators than if they would just plow $10 million into Congressional District 1 and win it on the maps we have. The winner last time, Frank Ravan, only had 54% of the vote. So it's not out of the realm that they could get that district, the good old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. All right, in non-redistricting news, you had an article, and this hadn't got a lot of attention, I think, because of the governor's spat with Rod Brays and Trump obviously being involved, getting so much attention. But the National Guard here in Indiana is going to Washington, D.C. What are they doing?
Yeah, this is a continuation of what President Trump did when they, put all the police and the Guard in D.C. to try to bring down the crime rate. So they're going to help, keep property crime and simple assaults and things like that down. It's supposed to last about 4 months. Unfortunately for the Guard, it will be over the holidays, which, no one likes to miss Thanksgiving and Christmas, with their family. But that looks like about 300 Guardsmen will be doing that.
One final issue before we let you off into the blue yonder. You wrote an opinion piece, and I don't think we've had a chance to talk since you wrote it. And look, this sounds like very in the weeds, like nerd politics stuff, but it's actually a huge deal because these groups have huge influence and sway over some people's livelihoods and how things get done. You were talking about the idea of reforming these various boards and commissions in state government. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make is there are some topics that are perennial here in the legislature. And I think that I've gone through the boards and commissions fight 3 times now, where various, either the governor or lawmakers have winnowed in and said, we have too many of these boards and commissions. And yet we still create ones every year. And every time we try to get rid of some of them, there are huge, fights, because obviously every one of those boards has people who care about that topic very deeply. And so they feel the need for it. And so then they try to protect it, and they come and they speak at every hearing, and they, work all the channels to try to keep that forward. So we're gearing up for another one of those fights to try to eliminate some boards and commissions. And, they don't spend much money in the grand scheme of the government, but, they have proliferated. Back when Mitch Daniels was governor, there were more than 300 of them. Now we're down to about 250. So, I guess that's progress.
Can you tell our listeners how much that is costing?
There was a summer study committee on it, and they came up with about $700,000 a year. I think they believe that's probably on the conservative end because they were having trouble, figuring out how often some of them meet and things like that. Most of it is for per diem and mileage when these people come in. They don't get a salary, but they get a daily kind of little check, and then also some staff time. There's a lot of staff time behind those boards and commissions.
Okay, before we let you go, Nikki Kelly from the Indiana Capital Chronicle, we will not get to talk to you next week. Thursday is your allotted day, and that is, of course, Thanksgiving. So we will talk to you in 2 weeks. When we talk in 2 weeks, will there still be everybody meeting on January 5th, or will there be some daylight or breakthrough or whatever you want to call it on the governor's quest for the meeting on redistricting?
Oh, gosh. I think Todd Huston is kind of the person we need to be watching right now, because he could change the tenor of this fight by just, putting on the schedule that they're coming in at 1 o'clock on the 1st. They could start hearings on a bill. They could pass that thing and then put all the pressure on the Senate, but that is not the route so far that the speaker is taking.
Very good. Find her at IndianaCapitalChronicle.com. Nikki Kelly, thank you.
Thank you.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream. Or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He's wanting to see them in cuffs. Cloudy, 45. It'll be cloudy all day with a high at 53. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 10:33. President Trump is demanding the arrest of Democrats in Congress over a video message urging military and intelligence personnel to refuse what they call illegal orders.
The president on Truth Social calls it seditious behavior at the highest level. A 1-minute video posted Tuesday featuring 6 Democrats with military or intelligence backgrounds addressing Americans currently serving.
You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
The message does not give any examples of those illegal orders. President Trump writes, each one of those traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set.
Fox's Chris Foster reporting. The 18-year-old girl who was found dead on a Carnival cruise ship is set to be laid to rest today in Florida. 2 weeks ago, Anna Kepner was found on the cruise ship wrapped in a blanket under a bed of a room. Her 16-year-old stepbrother is considered a suspect in this case. The cause of the girl's death has still not been released. And the Bureau of Labor Statistics releasing the September jobs report today, which showed more than 119,000 jobs were added to the economy, and the unemployment rate rose to 4.4%. The release of the jobs report was delayed for 7 weeks due to the federal government shutdown last month. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Remember lining up before dawn on Black Friday?
Those days might be gone, but the excitement isn't. Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is keeping Black Friday alive all month long and kicking off Happy Honda Days. This month only, lease a 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $359 a month for 39 months with 0 down and registered to win a Yeti cooler. Visit Great Lakes Honda of Fishers off State Road 37 today. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year. All fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends November 30th. See dealer for details.
Are you ready to put joint pain behind you and get to a place where persistent pain doesn't control your life? The dedicated orthopedic experts at Community Health Network are here to turn those goals into a reality. With personalized treatment options that include robotic-assisted surgery, we'll help you feel your best so you can get back to enjoying your hobbies again. Learn more about your care options at ecommunity.com/ortho. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Christmas is almost here, and if you're shopping on a budget, you shop at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Truly unique pieces you won't find anywhere else. And sale prices every single day. At PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, you'll find gold, diamonds, gemstones, exquisite, one-of-a-kind pieces, and incredible local artist designs all within your budget. Your perfect place to shop for the holidays. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg, or online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Growing your retail business is easier with Shopify Point of Sale. Shopify POS connects your entire retail store, in-store, online, and social media on one platform. It's built for how customers shop today and for how they'll shop tomorrow. The result? Smoother checkouts and deeper customer relationships that pay off and keep them coming back. Ready to grow with Shopify POS? Visit shopify.com/switch now for more details. That's shopify.com/switch now.
As a caregiver, managing your loved one's health can at times be overwhelming. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. In a moment, I'll share 3 tips to help you manage your loved one's medical care effectively.
Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us to find a community near you.
Tip number 1, keep a list of all medications, dosages, and schedules to ensure your loved one is taking their medication correctly. Second, attend doctor's appointments with your loved one when you're able. And finally, stay organized by keeping forms, notes, and other important documents in one secure place. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access the library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says, I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Okay, so there's some new polling out on Trump, and it's not great.
Yeah, it says his approval rating has fallen to 38%, which is the lowest of his second term. This is a Reuters Ipsos poll.
Okay, so we had talked about, we always say this with polling. Polling is just a snapshot of a moment in time. You put it together. It's like a flip book, like making a cartoon, right? And that kind of gives you an idea, a scene, over, months of information. And what we have consistently seen in the months of information in the flip book is that Trump has really was stable sort of between 40 and 42%. Now you're seeing a lot more of these polls that have him below 40%, and you're starting to see in that flip book of consistent polling picture that it's not, fewer and fewer people are happy with the job Trump is doing.
Yeah, so the decline is driven by people's dissatisfaction with the high cost of living and also his handling of the Epstein investigation. Only 26% of Americans approve of his handling of everyday expenses. 65% disapprove, and that includes 1/3 of Republicans.
Your camera's froze, by the way.
Mine is?
I'll let you know that. At least you're not doing anything embarrassing on the shot, so we'll try to fix that during the break. By the way, I guess you can watch me right now. You notice my camera camera's fine over here. Just put Kendall Casey in
And
your
you're
YouTube
sitting up in a higher
search bar.
chair. You're like in a high chair.
Well, I don't know what like there's just random chairs that show up here, and this place is such a mess because we're getting ready to leave. We can talk about that here in a little bit
we will
if you want. But anyway, I just want to let you know you're frozen and you're in a horribly embarrassing pose. Well,
Am I really?
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Is it a really bad shot?
No, it's fine.
Kevin, fix that.
Yeah, Kevin, break something. Anyway, the point of all this with the polling is that what is Trump doing to address the issue? The issue is affordability of living. The issue is the cost of everything. And we've talked about this so often that the border stuff is great. He's doing a phenomenal job with the border security, national security. All those appear to be fine. Like he's getting good grades on those. But those are sort of the expectation, right? If you go to a restaurant, a sit-down place, any sort of decency, there's a level of service you expect, and you pay out sort of on that. It's when the service goes above board that you tip a little more, or maybe make the recommendation to a friend or whatever. Yeah, Kev just whacked you off the camera altogether. You're done. It's just me now.
Oh, really?
You're toast, lady.
I couldn't look at it anymore. It was bad.
Ouch. Wow.
And so with
spicy
with Trump, he's doing the basics, right? Which Biden wasn't doing, which is why Biden's numbers were so low and why he was polling so bad they had to get him out of the race. Trump is doing the basics okay, but the issue, which is the food, right? The quality of the food, he's not addressing, which is cost of living and affordability and inflation. He's not doing anything on that.
Right. Well, inflation remains elevated. You've got consumer prices up 3%, and the tariff-heavy economy strategy, it's seen by a lot of people as contributing to the higher prices. And again, it's all about the prices and how it affects you in your daily life on a daily basis. And people are furious when you go out and you spend money and everything costs so much, especially at the grocery store. And we're going to get into that much later. It's aggravating. So what you have, he started his second term with a 47% approval rating, and now it's down to 38%.
Yeah, so because the left-wing media, the polling, da-da-da-da. So, well, these same people had him at 47 when he started, right? So the flip book that we talk about, you're seeing the downward slide on the flip book. And the problem with Trump, it's in a weird way, it's sort of similar to Braun with the failures. It's not that he didn't get them done or isn't getting them done. It's that he promised to get them done. And you can't run around saying, elect me and I'll solve the war in Ukraine in 24 hours. And then
you don't.
11 months later or 10 months later, not have it done.
Yeah, you always have to set those expectations low and then pass them.
You do. And the biggest problem for Trump is he doesn't have a policy proposal that will fix them. It's not that he's proposing something and, oh, gosh, darn it, I just can't get it passed. He doesn't have any policy proposals that will fix the inflation and the cost of living issue because he's all in on printing money. He's all on deficit spending. He's all in on increasing the national debt over time. He's all in on these tariffs. And all of these things are what lead to the price increases. And so there's no light at the end of this tunnel to say, hey, it's right around the corner. Or if the Congress would just do whatever, things would get better.
Now, when you take Democrats and independents out of the poll and you have just Republicans, his approval rating has also dipped with them. He's fallen from 87% to 82% this month. Only 20%, it's not just the money, too. Only 20% of Americans approve of his handling of the Epstein case.
What's the number?
Only 20%.
That's all Americans.
Of all Americans.
Okay, so first
44% of Republicans. So 70%, including 60% of just Republicans, believe the government is hiding information about Epstein's clients.
Yeah, absolutely. And as well they should, because the government has not behaved, both Democrats and Republicans have not behaved like people who want you to have the information or are very excited about you to get the information, save for a few, the Thomas Massey type of people. And when your signature issue that you got elected on, you're not addressing, and issues that you made issues. Trump made Epstein an issue. Everywhere he went, it seemed like you got to mention Epstein, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. Nobody forces you to make promises to people. But when you do, it's interesting because obviously we started the hour talking about that article in Indy Star, which is sort of I'm the feature of, ripping on Braun.
There's a nice picture of
and
you.
Then they... I love that. There's a very nice photo of you. But then I love that Kayla Dwyer just, it appears, took my quotes and said, would you like to respond to Rob? And they tried to label me fake news. Isn't that what they called the fake liberal news or whatever phrase they had, some demeaning phrase? And it's like, wait a second. And Matt Hiblin and I, our boss, were talking about that in the back room. I said, Braun had every opportunity last year to tell me kick rocks. I don't like that dude. I don't want to be around that dude. I think he's an idiot. I think his show's stupid. We'll win without him. Kiss my butt cheeks. We're out of here. He could have done that. And everybody would have said, hey, great.
I think he's doing it now.
Well, but that's the problem. He was in the state party headquarters. Remember, I told you, I said, I was scared to be up that high because it's like the people that get thrown out of the buildings with the Saddam Hussein era.
Have you seen the view we have up here?
and you know, when you're sitting around a table begging me for my support, then you don't get to say that I don't matter. You don't get to say that I'm fake news. You don't get to say that I'm some liberal this or that when you're begging for my support, because those guys, all they cared about was winning, and they saw us as like the people with the golden ticket to get them to where they needed to be. But that's how this thing operates, and we don't tolerate their bullcrap.
When it comes to Trump, he says that his pollsters are telling him he's doing fantastic.
But I met with two pollsters because we were starting to think about the next election. They said, sir, if George Washington and Abraham Lincoln came back from the dead and they aligned and they went for the president, vice president as a combination, you'd be beating them by 25 points. And then the next day I was told that something strange is happening.
So he thinks he's doing great. Clearly, those pollsters want to tell him what he wants to hear.
Well, good luck with that, because then he has people that don't love him. Because if he has people around him who love him and actually respect him, they would tell him the things we're telling him right now, which is, sir, unless you are able to fix the affordability of living, and especially as it pertains to middle-class people and not having their buying power diluted and being pushed out of the middle class, until you're able to address that and get prices under control, you're going to continue to suffer. But apparently he does not have that around him.
He went on to talk about jobs, and he said we've had more jobs right now than we've ever had in the history of our country. And the September jobs report came out with 119,000 new jobs. Of course, the October jobs report will never be released. And in the same speech, he went on to talk about chip factories and how we're going to have to bring people in from other countries.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, again with that, to teach us how to make chips, because we don't know how to do that. One thing that is getting a lot of attention is what he said about his chief of staff.
Susie Wiles, she had a father, Pat Summerall, the great announcer. He was a great football player, became an even greater, the voice of the NFL, and he was supposed to be a tough cookie, and I believe it 100%. Most powerful woman in the world. She can take out a country, take out a country with one phone call. That's power. I don't know if I could do that, but she could.
Now,
Thank you, Susie.
Yeah, the problem here with him saying that Susie Wiles is the most powerful woman in the world is that no one voted for her.
Yeah, that's a major issue. All right, we got to take a break.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, a Democrat accused of stealing $5 million from FEMA. And how is it that in Minnesota they're sending money to a terrorist organization? Those stories coming up after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and you know that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace through strength.
Has your house become a burden? Why not sell it to us? Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to assist people in difficult situations. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
Wanda's been in real estate. I've been in construction, so she would find properties that we could fix up and resell or rent.
Probably we've flipped about 40 houses. I don't want to do it anymore. Health is not good. We're in our early 80s. Sometimes you have to give it up.
James, he did a good job. James was very cordial and, like I say, responded to our phone calls and kept in contact with us. So he did a good job.
When I got the purchase agreement, and he did have things in there that was pertinent to me. It's important.
Yeah, James followed through on what he said. Did what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
Other companies make broken promises, but at Simple Quarters, we keep our word. Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
As proud sports medicine partners of the Indianapolis Indians, Butler University, Purdue University, and the Indiana Sports Corporation, Franciscan Health is here to keep our community moving. Whether you're a weekend warrior or high school champ, we offer injury evaluations, concussion testing, and personalized recovery plans to help you get back out there. Because when you love the game, we love getting you back in it. Call 317-781-1133 or visit franciscanhealth.org/sportsmedindy.
As an IT professional, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, participate in 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2 V3 certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed complete data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Receive a free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could beat lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text EDGE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 42424. That's EDGE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's B Windows' biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
Head online to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra Thursday, December 4th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Hold tight. Well, I don't even know if I'm doing
One of the
what's
great
right or
album titles of all time. Nothing Matters and What If It Did? Yeah, John Mellencamp. Speaking of nothing mattering, I've got some major life decisions to make coming up here.
Yeah, you do.
And you and I have conversed about them. And so when we next hour, I'm going to ask the audience maybe for their help. I'm going to take you behind the scenes here at WIBC, show you a little bit of what my life looks like here, and then I got to start making some
hard decisions.
Some hard, some hard choices. And we'll see what I have to do because you don't have to make this choice.
Well, no.
But anyway, did you see this this poll that almost half of Americans describe themselves as needing a game plan just to survive their holiday dinners?
Yeah, what is it? 47% say they would prefer sitting at the kids' table to dodge uncomfortable discussions at Thanksgiving. Millennials lead at 62%.
Now, Study Finds has this this article, and my question to you is, what are you doing at your Thanksgiving that you are like you seeking to get into it with people? I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten into it with anybody at any holiday event. Ever.
Well, I would imagine that you surround yourself with like-minded people on Thanksgiving, your family.
I go to my wife's grandmother's house for a period of time. I mean, I don't control who shows up there, but I can just get along for, a few hours with people in decent society and not get into some throw-down, drag-out affair. It just seems like that's not too much to ask.
So some of the topics that are banned by many people: politics, personal finances, appearance and weight, religion, romantic relationships.
Hey, Steve, you're looking a little chubby this year.
Mental health, work, relationship status, and family gossip. They say the safe conversation topics are food and wine, travel plans, and hobbies.
Travel plans? You already went where
you're
you're
already
going.
traveling.
What travel plans could there possibly be?
Yeah. If you are going to have a knockdown, drag-out fight with someone at Thanksgiving, maybe just don't go.
Yeah, don't go.
Just don't go.
Yeah.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving by yourself. It's Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hey, that Indy real estate market is strong, but it's not easy. Now is a good time to sell only if you hire real estate expert Mark Dito, the only real estate agent we trust here in Indy. It was time for Michael and Speedway to downsize. Met up with Mark Dito. They explained their amazing marketing plan. After just 3 days on the market, they accepted an offer $11,000 over asking price.
Mark Dito is the only real estate expert we trust and recommend on the Hammer and Nigel show, and it's the guarantee that separates Mark Dito from the competition. Mark Dito guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Nobody does it better than Mark Dito. Contact him today, 317-755-4232. 755-4232, or go to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdeedle.com.
Fall in Indy, and if you hate the paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint, and the crew
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can have Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
I'm Dwight Freeney, and my friend Eli is alive today thanks to someone who said yes to organ donation. When Eli was just 12 years old, he received a liver transplant that saved his life because someone just like you said yes to being an organ donor. His story and many others like his are why I have teamed up with Indiana Donor Network and Donate Life Indiana to help end the wait for life-saving organs. You can help. Say yes to being an organ donor next time you are at the BMV.
Gage Diamonds has a secret for creating something stunning, something forever. It's our skilled ring designers. Tell them about your favorite ring styles. Show them your inspirations. Together, you'll make magic. Schedule your in-person or online appointment. Gage specializes in exceptional lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. Visit GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds. Refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local. Shop smart. Shop Pierce Jewelers.
Transform your bath and double the value. It's B Windows Black Friday bath sale. Buy one bath, get one free. Plus no interest and no payments for 24 months. Call now or visit bwindow.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what led to a driver dying in a collision early this morning in Hamilton County. Now, the father of late Deputy Blake Reynolds says his son could be remembered moving forward, and who law enforcement arrested this week in Johnson County and some surrounding areas. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis.
Paying their last respects. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what they're doing now at Washington's National Cathedral. The funeral about to start for former Vice President Dick Cheney, with the president he served leading the way.
George W. Bush will speak, as will Cheney's daughter, former Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney. Former President Biden is expected to attend the service as well. Before he was VP, Cheney served as Defense Secretary, and before that he was Chief of Staff to President Ford. He also served as a Wyoming Congressman. Cheney died earlier this month due to complications from pneumonia, cardiac and vascular disease. He was 84.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. 4 former vice presidents also there: Dan Quayle, Al Gore, Mike Pence, and Kamala Harris. But President Trump, who was a critic of Dick Cheney and his daughter Liz, not there. He wasn't invited. But the president is fuming at some Democrats he's calling traitors for appearing to oppose the Trump military operation off the South American coast, blowing up boats suspected of illegal drug trafficking, killing alleged narco-terrorists.
The president on Truth Social calls it seditious behavior punishable by death. A 1-minute video posted Tuesday featuring 6 Democrats with military or intelligence backgrounds addressing Americans currently serving.
You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
President Trump writes, each one of those traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. We're getting a reaction from the White House to the September jobs report. 119,000 created, more than double the estimates.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the report is more proof that President Trump's pro-growth American First agenda is making great progress. The survey, delayed by the government shutdown, comes as President Trump's approval rating on the economy falters. A Fox News poll this week finds 76% of voters view the economy negatively.
That's Fox's Jared Halpert. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A fatal collision in the early morning hours. Cloudy, 46 in downtown Indy. Today's high just 53 under cloudy skies. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:02. A deer, an SUV, and an unfortunate result. Ryan Hedrick explains what happened this morning along US 31 in Hamilton County.
The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office says they were called out around 4 after somebody driving an SUV hit a deer, which left the SUV stalled in the middle of the road.
And then at that point, a southbound semi traveling behind it hit the SUV. Causing collision, was involved at that point.
Sergeant Brian Melton with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office says they use an accident reconstruction team to figure out how crashes like this happen and what can be done to prevent them in the future. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The father of Deputy Blake Reynolds, who died last week after he was hit by a truck while helping another driver on the side of I-69, tells Wish TV he's been approached about ways to keep Blake's memory alive.
Suggestions of having a day in Delaware County once a year in his name, to having maybe a highway in his honor named after him. There's been many things.
Bruce Reynolds says he appreciates the nice gestures, but would rather have his son back. Blake's visitation is Friday at Grace Baptist Church, and his funeral is set for Saturday at Delta High School. Franklin Mayor Fred Parris says the reoccurring drug sweeps happening throughout his city and in Johnson County have made communities there much safer.
If you drive the neighborhoods like we drive the neighborhoods, you can physically see that our neighborhoods are getting cleaner, safer, and I'm proud of what they've done the last several years.
On Wednesday, the Johnson County Sheriff's Office and Franklin Police Department announced they issued 32 felony warrants and arrested 26 people for drug dealing in areas around the county and in Marion County, too. Indiana Senator Todd Young and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly are introducing the Advanced AI Security Readiness Act this week. It's to defend the U.S. from AI foreign adversaries. The bill requires the NSA to develop an AI security playbook outlining vulnerabilities and defense strategies. And it's been 18 days since this has happened.
And time will run out. Indiana wins it 127 to 118, just their second win of the year.
The Pacers picking up the win last night over the Hornets. They will take on division rival Cleveland tomorrow. That game is on the road. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
That is a staggering number for what it's costing to go to the grocery store.
U.S. grocery prices hit a record high. Monthly cost for a family of four, $1,030.
How much?
$1,030.
For a family of four per month to go to the grocery store, it's $1,030.
Grocery prices have risen 37% since 2017. That's according to Feeding America.
Okay, so it's 30% more expensive to get out of the grocery store than it was in 2017. Now, the question is, has your salary gone up?
Increased 37% since 2017.
37%, is that the number? Okay, 37%. So basically, yeah, I mean, look, this is the thing. And it's not just one area of the economy, right? Housing, all of this stuff has skyrocketed. And I just, man, it shouldn't be that way, right? Like, we're so blessed in this country. We have so many resources. We have so many creative people. We have so much industry and innovation. And it's like, man, it is a swift kick in the junk every time you put items on the U-scan at the Walmart. It's like, holy smokes.
Here we go. Yeah, you have to determine what can we do without. So there was an AP poll, and it said that grocery costs are Americans' biggest financial stressor. It outranks rent, healthcare, and student loans.
Yeah, and again, there's just nowhere to turn out of it. You know, a lot of times previously in the in the society, say, okay, well, that area is being affected. Like, hey, there's a
just one.
There's a bird flu, so eggs suddenly got really expensive, or hey, there was a skyrocketing of beef or whatever, and you can figure out how to maneuver around that. Is it an inconvenience? Sure. Or is it a little more expensive? Of course. But you also see the light at the end of the tunnel of, okay, this is going to end at such and such a day, and it is just not happening, and it really has not happened post-COVID with the price of food.
So grocery stores, they're posting higher revenues, and it's not because they're selling more food. It's because the prices of the food have surged. And the top most purchased grocery items, they include beef, eggs, and milk. And those items have seen an average price increase of 60% since 2019.
And it's a bipartisan thing, right? Because we were running. The narrative, right, is like, oh, COVID happened and we didn't have any choice and we didn't know what it was and we had to do all of this. We were running $1 trillion annual deficits pre-COVID. Like, it was unsustainable. And this was Trump and this was Obama before that. And I mean, really, the magical money printing factory turned on in earnest, certainly to some extent post 9/11, but really at the end of George W. Bush's time in office, when the economy collapsed and the too big to fail and the auto industry, and I mean, it's just never stopped. It's never stopped since then. And so it's a bipartisan thing. And it kicked an overdrive in 2020 when Trump and the Republican-controlled Senate, Democrats had the House, but everybody failing spectacularly together, turned on the money printing factory, the tune of whatever that was, $5 trillion or more in 1 year. You can't sustain that.
Yeah, now in response to this, Donald Trump has lowered tariffs on beef and coffee and 100 other items. Here's the thing. It's gotten to the point now, NBC News now has a grocery price tracker.
Oh, no.
On their website. You remember the COVID tracker?
Oh, yeah.
Now we're pricing groceries. They say they're going to update it every single month.
That just, it just is. Where are we at? 38 trillion now. So, you're going to be at 39 before too long. There is no sign that any of this is stopping. Okay, so in the year 2000, let's see here. Okay, in the year 2008, we had a national debt. We were essentially under George W. Bush, regularly running deficits from 2001 really through 2007 of somewhere between $500 and $700 billion a year. So that basically the majority of Bush's presidency. And then we ran a $1 trillion deficit in 2008 to 2007 to 2008 ran a $1 trillion deficit. 2008 to 2009 ran an almost $2 trillion deficit. And pretty much then that became the norm going forward, where these $1 trillion annual deficits saved. There was a couple of years in there under Obama where it did not actually hit the $1 trillion annual deficit. But it's just like, this has just been insanity. And then if you fast forward to, 2020, between 2019 and 2020, it was more than $4 trillion. And then it's been multi-trillion dollar annual deficits ever since under Biden, and the Republicans aren't stopping now. And so my point on all this is it's so easy to go, well, Biden did it. No. Biden did do it, of course. But
he's not the only one.
But so did Bush, and so did Trump, and so did Trump pre-COVID. It's all, I love how in some people's mind the inflation calculator just just stops when it's Republicans doing it. It only happens when what all these people do, they're all doing it because of the legalized vote buying business that they're in.
It's not just the impact of food at the grocery store, it's also fast food. McDonald's prices have increased from 2019 to 2024. Listen to this. Medium French fries used to be $1.79. Now it's $4.19. McChicken, $1.29 up to $3.89.
Wait. I saw this list.
Yeah.
A McChicken is.
Well, this is an average across the country. Obviously, prices are going to sway from East Coast to West Coast and here in the middle.
Yeah, because I was going to say in Brownsburg, Indiana, the McChicken is not $3.80.
Right.
It's expensive.
This is an average. You got to know in California it could be $7. In Indiana, it's going to be cheaper.
When I was in college, so this would have been in the later 2000s, mid-late 2000s, I would come home and I would stop at the McDonald's, and you could get a McChicken, a medium fry, and a large drink for $3. That was the deal. $3 out the door. Maybe I'll try to price that today.
What is it now?
I don't know what a McChicken actually is, because they get those deals now where you buy one, you get for one overpriced thing, you get it for $1. So it's different than it used to be. But
I think if you really want to compare, you just got to know. I don't want the buy one get one. Don't give me the extra.
Go in and do some science experiment at the McDonald's. I'm just trying to get the food and get out of there.
So Donald Trump was at the McDonald's Impact Summit in Washington, D.C., and he was saying what he likes best on the McDonald's menu.
Doing honest, beautiful, hard work, and happy families sitting down to a really great meal. Because no matter who you are, everyone loves something at McDonald's. There's always something to have. I like the fish. I like it.
What?
You could do a little bit more tartar sauce, please. Seriously. I hate when I said, do you have any tartar sauce? Do you understand that? Yes, I had. He understands that.
He
wants more tartar sauce. Did it sound like he was like...
Yeah, it was disgusting. Whatever it was, yeah.
I think he was mimicking skinning the fish.
Oh, is that what he was doing?
I think so.
Okay.
That's even more bizarre. But he has gone full old man mode at this point. Sir, you are the President of the United States. They probably have some tartar sauce on standby, right? Like your jet you fly on is 10 times the size of normal people's homes. Like, can someone not get the man some tartar sauce? The president of the United States is bitching about the tartar sauce on the fish sandwich at the McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Well, he was at the McDonald's Impact Summit. He was also talking to franchise owners saying that they're going to have to fight.
And wages for hourly workers are rising at the fastest pace in 60 years. And sometimes you might say, was that good or bad? It's great for you. The minimum wage thing you'll have to be talking about. You're going to have to fight.
He said that he was the first former McDonald's fry cook to ever become president of the United States.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, that is absolutely front and center. Here's the thing, though. Again, these poll numbers for him are not going to improve until the affordability of stuff starts to improve. And he made that a central part of the biggest part of his campaign. And I'm sorry, the border may be much better. It is. We may be stronger abroad than we were before. We are. I'm not disputing those things. But I'm telling you how people view the condition of the country is their own personal. It's why gas prices, when they skyrocket, people get, all up in arms about the country and everything else gets ignored. And he just doesn't seem to have any plan. And just simply telling people things are great. Biden tried that. How'd it go?
Yeah, the gaslighting doesn't go over well because people know the truth.
That's right.
So, speaking of food, there is a new trend in food.
Uh-oh.
For a while, everybody was trying to increase their protein consumption in products, and different products like cereal were adding protein to everything. Now the new word you need to know, fiber maxing.
Oh, fiber's in?
Fiber is the next food trend.
Supposed to be having more fiber?
Yeah, there are two types of fiber. Soluble fiber, which dissolves in water, and you can find that in oats and peas and beans and carrots and apples. And then there's the insoluble fiber, which moves through your digestive system, and that's found in flour, popcorn, bran, nuts, green beans, and potatoes. Are you getting enough fiber, Rob?
It's always a thing of the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's always this is the new craze or the new thing everybody's got to do or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I know, and it doesn't mean I'm perfectly healthy. I just know when I got the results of my test, everything was in the little range it was supposed to be on for my most recent physical. That's all I know. It doesn't mean it was all great in the range. It just means it was in the range, and they said, have a good day.
I know that every doctor I ever see always brings up fiber.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's just not a marketing thing. But as you
From the fiber industry?
Right. Like they've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
Like, get your fiber.
All right. We're going to take a break. I need some life advice when we come back. I need the audience to get in on this because we've got to start doing some stuff around here. This is really a me problem. It's not really a you problem.
It's true. I'm sure it'll become a me problem.
Well,
through association.
Yeah. So I got to get maybe an audience perspective on what I'm supposed to do here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, that's coming up. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Scrolling all day, clickbait everywhere. But the facts, they're harder to find.
WIBC didn't just report the story, they really got into why it matters.
CEO of First American Nuclear believes we're heading into America's nuclear renaissance.
In 100 years, all successful nations will be powered by nuclear reactors. For the sake of our children, I'd like the U.S. to be one of them.
Oh, I check the WIBC website before I even open social media.
Online, on social, on air. Stay in the know while you're on the go with 93 WIBC at WIBC.com.
Hammer here for my friends at AAA. The holidays are here. It's upon us, and so is winter weather. This year, stay prepared and give everyone on your list the gift of a peace of mind by giving them a AAA membership. As a AAA member, you get roadside assistance 24/7, 365. Flat tire, dead battery, you name it, AAA is there. You also get exclusive travel discounts, hotels, rental cars, and all the cool events happening around the Hoosier State this holiday season. Now through the end of the year, new members can join AAA for just $50 for a one-year classic membership and add an associate for free. This is a great gift idea. Give someone you care about a AAA membership. Visit AAA.com and use the code HOLIDAY25. That's HOLIDAY25 at AAA.com or just call 844-GO-AAA-GO or visit your local AAA office. Give the gift of AAA this holiday season. Tell them Hammer from Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back.
He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
If your loved one has stopped seeing friends because hearing loss prevents the use of the telephone, please help them by visiting RelayIndiana.com. RelayIndiana.com provides captioned telephones that allow the hard of hearing to have phone conversations through voice recognition technology. The other person's words appear on an easy-to-read screen. Help your loved one stay in touch with their family and friends by getting them the captioned telephone from Relay Indiana. Learn more at RelayIndiana.com.
It's B Window's biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me. This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Okay, so I had a friend who was at the local McDonald's here in Central Indiana who heard our last segment.
Mm-hmm.
He calculated the food into so I'd said when I was in college, by the way, it's Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. We just done a segment about the increase in food prices.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow we got a McDonald's.
Well, because it's impacted fast food as well.
Oh, yeah. And Trump was talking about slurping the,
the
tartar sauce of the filet fish, which is gross. But anyway, and I said, I remember that when I was coming over from college, it would been like 2007, 2008.
Mm-hmm.
It was a McChicken, a medium fry, and a large Coke was $3, $3.27 with applicable taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Mr. Irsay's Lucas Oil Stadium tax, which I believe at that time was in full effect. So $3.27 tax. He pulled that up. He was at a local McDonald's and put that in. I guess he was at the kiosk or just happened to be going in. And he said it was $7.27.
Wow.
Was the same. So basically 2.5-ish times the price for the same thing. Now you can do those. There's various discounts or whatever. They can get the buy one, get one, whatever. But anyway, so that's crushing.
Mm-hmm.
In 17, 18 years, the price is 2.5 times more. 2.5 times more.
Yeah, that's a lot. So you were saying you doubted those price increases at McDonald's that I was listing off, but I don't know, maybe they're not far off.
It was like
some of the items are over a 200% increase in price.
Yeah. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Like you were saying, okay, they've got in Central Indiana the McChicken is $2.59. You had it at $3.89. Yeah. So I mean, naturally makes sense. The medium fry, does that have a price of medium fry?
$4.19.
Yeah, $3.19 here in Central Indiana.
Okay.
The large Coke is $1.49.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, that's where they really get you. Because it doesn't cost them that much to.
Well, no, but if you go back 9 times and get your money's worth,
that's
the
true.
Cokes.
You got to eat in the store though to do that.
Oh, I always go in.
Yeah,
I'm getting the full experience.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to take somebody's space in that booth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sit there. I'm going to look out the window. I'm going to enjoy the scenery. I'm going to get all of it. I'm going in. I'm using their ketchup. The big thing is I'm using their ketchup and sauce. Because if I go
and
home,
their napkins and their bathroom when you're done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No. If I'm paying the premium, I'm getting all the stuff.
Next time I want you to ask them to add some fiber into your meal.
I think I told this story when I was in high school and I worked at the Arby's. My boss told me at the time, he said 4 napkins was a penny. I bet that's not true anymore.
Oh, wow.
So every 4 napkins, because they wanted you to count when you worked in the drive-thru.
How many you gave each customer?
Yeah, be cognizant of the napkins. And I was like, I work here. I don't own this place. Like, it's freezing cold or heat's blaring down on me. I'm going to be cognizant of I give the guy an extra napkin. Like, I'm 16 years old, dude.
Were you working
Get out of my drive-thru.
Were you working the register mainly, or did you do any of the cooking?
They had me up with the people.
Did you start on the grill?
They didn't let me anywhere near anything that involved hot or dangerous.
Oil.
No. My job was to entertain the people.
Entertain the people at the drive-thru.
Well, I worked the front register too.
Okay, you were very friendly.
No,
I'm sure.
well, I was there, and I could math. I mean, that was the big thing. I could count the change properly.
Right.
All right, so we got a problem here.
You got a problem.
Well, we're moving.
Yeah. We're moving studios.
Yeah, WIBC will cease in really less than a month to be at 40 Monument Circle anymore. Urban One has been here since purchasing the various radio stations. They own a building already that radio stations were at, and so now they're moving everyone back to their original property in the greater downtown area, but out of 40 Monument Circle. And they've been threatening this for months now.
A couple years, actually.
Well, yeah, now finally they told us at our all-staff
It's actually
meeting.
happening.
Yeah, it's happening. And that means everybody's got to clear their junk out.
Yeah.
And
that's a bigger job for some people.
Well, so many people will know that dating all the way back to when I was the producer for The Women, I didn't really do any work here. So as such, a desk was of no use to me, but I had this big, huge desk, like this L-shaped thing. So I just created, I've posted pictures of it over the years. I just created like a
display
of
area.
my trinkets, like just stuff.
Yeah.
And
You've been sent a lot of things
put
over
some
the years.
of this stuff up here for people to see. Like, here's the lovely canvas that somebody made of myself and President Trump, the famous picture of us together.
Yeah.
My favorite part about this is the detail on it. The shirt said Red for Rob, because this was right at the Red for Ed stuff when we were going at it with the angry red-shirted teachers. And then we sold those Red for Rob shirts, or I was a part of a group that sold the Red for Rob shirts for charity. And so the fine person who had this made for me as a lovely Christmas gift many years ago did the Red for Rob shirt.
How long have you had that?
I think that was 6 years, 2018, 2019, something like that.
Very nice.
Yeah, so like I've got that. And then there's a bunch of pictures like of me and my wife.
Angle it down.
Oh, down?
Yeah, there. Look at how pretty she is.
What about me?
Look at how pretty she is.
What about me? So, there's pictures of me and my fabulous-looking wife. And then I've got like things like I had these wrestling figures when I was a kid, the Ultimate Warrior that I brought in. So this is my whole thing. It's just various things from my life or my childhood or, whatever. And then now there's all these pictures of my kid, too.
Right.
That I got to find something to do with. And, I just got to find something to do with all of these. And so
Quite the display.
I don't know. It's just Casey.
It's covered.
Yeah. I mean, it's just stuff, right?
Yes.
I've never used it to work ever, and it just has grown as I've gotten stuff over time. And now
you don't know what to do with all.
Well, because I can't take it to my house.
Yeah.
I can't take it. I don't have any room in my house. I barely have a room in my house. My kid has a room. My wife has a room. Me, nothing. I got a dresser.
You don't have a basement in your house?
You've been to my house. At any point have I been like, hey, you want to come down and check out my basement?
No, I don't know.
At any point.
No.
Have I ever alluded to a basement?
No.
Said, I got to go clean the basement.
No.
Let me see if it's in the basement.
You got room in your garage for a box?
I got a 1,600 square foot brick ranch house. No, I have no room in my garage because, again, it's all stuff for other people.
What about crawl space, attic, nothing? No storage. Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do.
I got an attic. I guess I technically have a very tiny attic.
Here's what I think you need to do.
I don't want to get rid of this stuff, though.
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of it. Just box it up and label it. And then, when you're 70 years old and thinking about the good old days, you can break all of that
Are these the good old
out.
days? The time I've spent here?
With me?
Are those my
Absolutely.
good old days?
Yes. You can show your daughter when she's older and she can appreciate how you were at one point in your life the most influential broadcaster in all of Indiana.
I'm thinking I'm going to give my pictures of Livy to my mom because
She would like that.
her house is just a display to my kid. So I think I'm going to give those pictures to her. So I'm not concerned about those, but it's the rest of the stuff. Like it's stuff that people have given me over the years.
I took one of the hats off your hands.
You did take one of the hats. I've offered to give you anything really that you want on that desk.
Yeah.
And you haven't taken any of it.
I took a hat.
Yeah, you did. Kev, is there anything in my desk or office?
Do you want his stuff?
Do you want anything you'd want?
Is there anything you think I would like? Is there anything art-wise?
Yeah, I've got paintings. I've got all sorts of stuff in there, man. Whatever you want.
I'm curious.
The reason you're not able to transfer this to the new studio is because you're not going to have an office anymore.
That's right. Nothing. They're like, you get nothing. You just show up.
It's going to be a communal workspace.
And
I guarantee you're going to take over a cubicle.
You want my Inglourious Bastards poster? That's pretty.
That actually sounds really cool.
That poster is pretty badass. I've had that since I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And I love that poster.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that regardless. It's the barbed wire bat, and it's the Nazi helmet.
We just say bingo.
Yeah, and it just says, and though there's like blood dripping off the bat, and it says, "Once upon a time, a Nazi."
Now, conversely, my desk
You got nothing.
It's very clean, and it will take me all of 5 minutes to pack up my stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with all this.
Mhm.
I'm at a crisis point because they basically say we got 2 weeks.
Yeah. You got to find a box and get to it. It's going to take you an entire afternoon.
Todd Meyer told me, the guy who helps run the fan.
Yeah.
Todd Meyer told me I should auction the stuff off on the air.
That's what I thought. Raise some money for charity.
Who would want my stuff though?
Don't know. I don't know. If it has WIBC logo on it,
Yeah.
that may be different. I said to Matt, there's all this stuff from years of WIBC.
Right.
Are we going to auction that stuff off? We could do something for charity. And he looked at me like, yeah, no. I'm not working anymore. Great idea. Unless you're doing it, no one's doing it.
Like, I just can't believe that. I don't know, we got to get to a break, but I just can't believe, like, my office is like a morale. It's like a morale point, right? Like, you go in there and it's like fun. All this fun stuff that people have given me. Like, it boosts people's day. They're you see this and you're like, oh, well, that's so cool. And now it all just has to go away.
Yeah, it does. You could probably take maybe one thing.
No, I'm not taking anything there. It gets stolen. Stolen.
Dick Cheney's funeral started about a half an hour ago. We're going to talk about that coming up. It's 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
An unfortunate accident. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. A man is dead after being hit by a semi on US 31 north of Westfield. The man's car stalled after colliding first with a deer.
Obviously, due to the weather conditions being nighttime, no street lamps out here as well. We have several light towers out assisting our reconstruction team.
That's Sergeant Brian Melton with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. After issuing over 30 warrants this week, the Johnson County Sheriff's Office says they and Franklin Police arrested 26 people for dealing drugs like cocaine, meth, and fentanyl. Indiana Senator Todd Young is introducing a new bill this week focusing on defending the U.S. from AI foreign adversaries. And the visitation for fallen Delaware County Sheriff's Deputy Blake Reynolds is set for tomorrow at Grace Baptist Church in Muncie. The funeral will be Saturday at Delta High School. I'm Jarrett Lewis, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Man, it's cold out there, and if you spent all last winter thinking that it was time to replace your windows, but you didn't want to spend the money or have your windows done in the middle of the winter, it's a good thing you waited, because now, during Window Nation's end-of-year sale this November, you can save big on windows. 50% off all window styles and 0% financing for 5 years.
Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills every month, and they're backed with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. That's a real peace of mind when choosing the right company to upgrade your home. Prefer to hear what others have to say about Window Nation? Check out their over 45,000 5-star customer reviews. Put an end to your window problems. Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. It's your chance to save big with 50% off all window styles, plus 0% financing for 5 years. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops, suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-0929. That's 317-660-0929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Wells Financial at 317-660-0929. That's 660-0929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wells Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
When it comes to your home, it's important to sell it to someone you can trust. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
I'm excited to start the new chapter of my life. I'm going to be moving 2 states away to be with my husband. Ronnie came out to do my walkthrough. It was great. We had a chance to talk about the house. We had a chance to listen to what my goals were, and they helped me to meet them. Then I had the offer, I believe, within 2 hours of them coming through and doing the walkthrough. Simple Quarters never tried to change their offer at any point during the process. Once they gave me that offer, it stood. The offer was absolutely fair. They did explain to me how they came to that price, and it was a fair offer. The best part about this process is I didn't have to make any repairs to the house. Simple Quarters has taken it as is, which is a huge stress relief. It just couldn't have worked out better. It really couldn't have.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Out on the edge of darkness.
Oh!
There I
Cat Stevens.
Peace, maintain this
I read there was some book coming out on him. Kind of interesting. Maybe I'll imagine that. Anyway, it's Kendall Casey show. Rob Casey's here.
There's another swatting on another
state senator.
State senator, yeah. There was a second one that was reported yesterday. State Senator Dan Denolk of Highland.
Yeah.
He said it was scary and shocking to me that someone would go so far to try and cause harm or fear to me or my family. But just 20 minutes ago, another one, Senator Spencer Deary.
And all of these people are senators who have come out. Well, now, in the case of Greg Good, he had not made a position, although
Correct.
It certainly seemed that he was against the redistricting. Now, I believe Denolk and Spencer Deary have both come out against. Now, it doesn't mean that it. Look, there's clearly all these things will be and should be investigated, but it doesn't mean that it has anything to do with Trump's calling some of these people out or talking about redistricting or whatever. But look, it's just that's unacceptable, and it's whether you agree with somebody's opinion politically or government-wise or not. You can say whatever you want basically about them, but you can't be doing stuff like this.
Right. You can't villainize these people because they're taking a position.
Well, you can villainize them. You just can't threaten them. I'm not going to stand here and be a hypocrite and say you can't villainize these people. We do it all the time. In a lot of cases, they are villains. They are harming society by their choices, but you got to handle it in a certain way. You can't be threatening people or sending the cops to their house thinking there's an emergency going on. Oh, no, you can dump all over these people all day, every day, Casey, and you totally should. But you have freedom of speech. You can't be threatening people. You can't be sending the cops to people's house. You can't be making think that there's some heinous act going on inside the home. Can't both of these things be true at the same time?
You cannot like what they're doing, but you can't retaliate physically.
Sure, absolutely. Look, if I figured out how to do it, y'all should be able to figure out how to do that too. And this behavior is completely unacceptable. And somebody's going to get seriously hurt over this eventually, because what the cops do when this happens is they think there's some emergency going on in the home. And unless they're and now maybe these local police departments are getting more aware of this because it's happened so often now that they, can potentially enter the home thinking someone's in danger and something really bad could happen.
Senator Deary put out a statement saying that the West Lafayette police were able to respond to a call in a professional, safe, and appropriate manner.
Yeah, that's gross. That's disgusting.
So you've got the funeral of former Vice President Dick Cheney happening. Lots of former presidents and Republicans attending, except for Donald Trump. He wasn't going.
Not there.
Biden's there. W slated to speak, but not Donald Trump. You had Dan Quayle, Al Gore, Kamala Harris, Mike Pence, all there.
Don't you think it's probably a good thing Trump wasn't there? I mean, why would he go? Wouldn't he be a complete hypocrite by showing up? I mean, he clearly didn't like the guy. He didn't have any nice things to say about him. And the funeral is probably for people who wanted to be around you in life, right?
Like his daughter, Liz Cheney.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
My theory on this has always been that, and I want the same standard applied to me. Whatever you thought of somebody in life is exactly what you should say about them in death. And obviously at a funeral, that's probably not the right place to make those opinions heard. So if you didn't have a positive opinion of somebody, you best just probably bugger off and go do something else. So that's probably best for everyone.
Trump's not the only one who didn't go. You also had Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, who were going to be absent. Clinton cited a scheduling conflict for the reason he wasn't going.
Got something going on.
I thought this was interesting. Breitbart put out this article, and they said that former President George W. Bush and his family are reportedly planning a comeback to retake the Republican Party from Donald Trump after he leaves.
Of course. Sure they are.
It's a plot to end the so-called Bush exile, and they want to counter Trump's MAGA influence within the GOP.
So we're going to go back to a war on every corner. I mean, you'll still have the crony capitalism, the just go away.
But here's the thing.
Why?
Is it really going to be George W. Bush or just in name only? How old is George W. Bush?
Okay, he's got to be, let's see, I can probably get this fairly close. I think he turned 60 in 2006. So if he would have been 46, I will say he is 79 years old.
You got it. Yeah. July 6th.
The only reason, and isn't, my brain, you know how my brain is,
I know.
right? And it's very weird because I just remember, it's weird that this brain, that things are always moving and everything is just, how it is. But I distinctly remember in 2006, him giving a speech saying, I am 60 years old and I am, either said I'm heading towards senior citizen status or I am a senior citizen or something. And I remember thinking, man, he's old. Now that I'm 40, it's like, well, he's not that old. Wasn't really that old.
He's 79 now. You're listening to Kendall and Casey.
That's amazing that I got that right.
It is. It's impressive. It's impressive, that file cabinet
Thank
of
you
a
very
brain
much.
that
Yes,
you have.
thank you.
It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. A lot of fun, a lot of laughs. And then Rob Kendall is going to rip off his shirt and go off the rails. Let's go.
Judy loves her fall in Indy, but she doesn't like the paint, so she called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
Indy, you too can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Remember lining up before dawn on Black Friday? Those days might be gone, but the excitement isn't. Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is keeping Black Friday alive all month long and kicking off Happy Honda Days. This month only, lease a 2026 CRV LX all-wheel drive for $359 a month for 39 months with 0 down and registered to win a Yeti cooler. Visit Great Lakes Honda of Fishers off State Road 37 today. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year. All fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends November 30th. See dealer for details.
Christmas is almost here, and if you're shopping on a budget, you shop at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Truly unique pieces you won't find anywhere else. And sale prices every single day. At PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, you'll find gold, diamonds, gemstones, exquisite, one-of-a-kind pieces, and incredible local artist designs all within your budget. Your perfect place to shop for the holidays. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg, or online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text EDGE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 42424. That's EDGE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Transform your bath and double the value. It's B Windows Black Friday bath sale. Buy one bath, get one free. Plus no interest and no payments for 24 months. Call now or visit bwindow.com.
Ease into game day at the Ultimate Colts Tailgate, happening at the Slippery Noodle, Sunday, November 30th. Doors open at 9:30. Good vibes, great food, and pregame fun with fellow fans.
Will the glow from the bars in 1,000 stars like the cold Ohio night? And the turnpike slick.
Casey, why can't people drive?
It's multitasking, right?
Well, really, there should just be a task. I get in the car and I go.
Uh-huh.
And I get that some things are unavoidable, and now I'm probably putting myself in a very bad spot by questioning other people's driving.
Mm-hmm.
But you were telling me about this stat. Who has this story? Who?
WRTV does.
Okay, and it's about how many crashes there have been, not just in the city, but statewide over the past 3 days.
Yeah, between Monday and Wednesday, Indiana State Police reported nearly 100 crashes statewide, while IMPD reported 254 crashes just in the city since Monday.
Well, as we started our show, I can explain some of those in the city because you can't get anywhere.
Oh, we're going to do this again?
You can't go anywhere. Like, this city sucks. Downtown sucks. It's awful to drive. And it's been going on for years, Casey.
Years and years and years. And they had Washington Street closed for a while. And I thought, oh, okay, this is going to be great. When it reopens, it's going to be smooth. It's going to be glorious. it's in worse condition now than before it was closed.
Yeah, one of the things that, like, as an elected official that I learned very early on, because you're always wanting to do stuff. Oh, this will make this better, and this will make that better. And, I got a finite amount of time. I'm only going to be here 4 years. So let's go. Let's get it done. Let's go. Then you realize that one of the keys of a decent society is the ability to move.
People's ability to get somewhere.
Right. And so you have to, when you're planning any sort of construction, I have to finish this thing
before moving on.
Yeah, if this thing is also going to be impacted by the other thing, and we just keep starting stuff
without completing the first one.
Right, nothing ever seems to get finished.
Yeah, no, the Washington Street Bridge is still closed, and the construction goes down Washington all the way to downtown. It's absolutely crazy, and they put the metal plates down. And I thought, oh, okay, they're going to raise those back up and smooth it over. Nope, didn't do that. There's still metal plates scattered around everywhere.
Okay, so come back to the accidents.
Yeah.
And that may have something to do with it. But, like, that just... And now we had some rain, right? One of these days. It was pretty gnarly out there. So maybe that accounts for some of it. But that still just seems like a high volume of accident.
Doesn't it always seem like people forget how to drive when the weather changes?
Hey, by the way...
Like, you got to relearn every year.
Speaking of motorists, I have a motorist question of who would have been at fault here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because, as I mentioned, it takes 9 hours to get downtown. So no matter when you leave, it's just like you can't...
I know.
And you know this as well as anybody, right?
I know.
Because you made the decision. At least I can flee this place at noon each day.
True.
I can get out of here. You are stuck in this
And
hellhole.
isn't that the irony of it? One of the reasons I chose to live downtown was so that I would be close to work. It takes forever.
I believe the phrase we're looking for is sucker. Anyway, I get to work. I get in the parking garage, and I'm running behind, right? Because it took forever to get here. It doesn't matter when you leave. I'm running. I'm in the parking garage because you can't do the elevators in this place.
Well,
because
the elevator was broken yesterday.
Thank you. You've just proved my point again. They don't work. You know how I get but at least you didn't get stuck in it.
No, that's true.
They just told you it wasn't working.
You know what? And today I got in the second elevator and I pressed 4 to come up on the 4th floor, and it took me down to the 1st floor. I was like, no, wrong way.
This is my point. So you can't use the elevators in this place, especially like in the garage, because I've had such horrible luck with those. So I walk to, there's a side entrance where if you have a badge like we do, you can get in.
Yeah.
So I'm walking down the ramp. I'm jogging down the ramp.
Yeah.
In the parking garage, which there's no signs that say don't walk or anything like that. I'm going the correct way, where if a car were coming towards you, they wouldn't hit you, right? Like I'm going the correct way. Someone would have to come behind me. And as I'm jogging, a large SUV, I believe it was a BMW.
Oh.
I see it turned on its lights, and it starts coming out towards me, and I'm thinking my life is flashing before my eyes. This is how I'm going down.
Yeah.
I really wanted it to be an elected official take me out. Like, some sort of duel of some sort.
There's still time.
Well, that's the most likely scenario. That's still the betting favorite. But I'm thinking, oh no, I'm going to go down.
It's going to be a BMW.
But my question was, if that car had hit me, I wouldn't have been at fault, would I?
For what? Walking?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying...
I don't think it's ever a pedestrian's fault.
Because there's no sign that says don't walk down this ramp. I always feel like Jack Ruby when I'm walking down the ramp, by the way.
It's weird because I have to walk up the ramp.
Yeah.
I get a workout every day when the elevator's broken.
So my question is, and it's a BMW, so that person probably has some spare change.
Do you think?
I should just let it hit me.
Yeah.
Would have been better off, right?
No.
Would that person have been at fault?
Probably, yes.
So it would have been good for me.
Yes. But it would have been bad for me.
Well, I mean, I could still do the show with a broken leg.
You think so?
I mean, if it had kept going, it might have been bad.
You could do it from home.
They could have hit me and I could have jumped backwards. Oh, I'm broken.
Right, you could have flopped, made it much worse, made it look worse anyway. No, I think that would have been their fault had they hit you.
And I would have been in the money.
Yeah, maybe.
So they're lucky I was on it.
You were paying attention.
Yeah.
As you always do. It's very good. I've been noticing all of these articles have been coming out with our friend reporters, and they're parroting things that you have been saying for years.
Well, that's because I'm the man.
Right? You're so ahead of the curve, right?
Well, look, here's the thing. I lived this, Casey, and I know I've told this story before, but those 2 years that I spent in state government, both in the state auditor's office and then as the pharmacy board director, and my mistake was I came back. Yeah. I had left. I was gone.
You were free.
I had my year of service. I said,
Out.
F all you people. I gonzo. And then I made the mistake of letting them talk me into coming back. I should have just stayed in my house and sipped my beverages and minded my own business. But no, I believed them when they said, we're reforming the PLA. We need fighters down there. You've done a great job in local government. Let's go.
You bought it.
And then you know what happened?
What?
Those two guys that talked me into coming down there.
They left.
They found out what it was, but because they were super connected, they were like, smooch our butt cheeks. We're going somewhere else. And I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, wish you the best.
But my point in all that is I saw this stuff for 2 years, and I was outraged at what I saw, at how inefficient, ineffective, how arrogant these people are. And I'm not talking about the rank and file workers. They're wonderful people. But the shot callers, right? And I said, there will come a day where I will have a platform to get even for what I've seen and for the people I have seen used and abused and discarded. And I am here now, but the misery I speak of is from experience.
Yeah.
I've told this story before, and I know we got to go, but this is the best example of how rotten the state government is. And one day I'm walking around the Indiana Government Center and in the PLA, and one of my coworkers said, do you ever notice how all the plants are dead down here? And you start looking around like it's some sort of movie, a horror movie where it dawns on you, and you go, they're right.
Yeah.
No matter how much you water them,
nothing can live there.
Tend to them. All the plants in the basement at the Indiana Government Center, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Because people are dead inside there.
Yeah.
Because the government is so awful.
Well, look at you. You were the acorn that became the oak. And unlike
Thank you.
Complaining about the state government, I was in my car this morning bobbing down Washington. It was interesting. I think I blew my shocks. And I was telling Joe Hogsett to stick it and his mismanagement of the city.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, if I had to bet, I would bet the plants are dead in the city-county building, too.
Probably. We should wander over and check someday.
All right, I'm done. I've done all I can today.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for listening. This has been Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
The Indianapolis real estate market is strong but not easy. Now is a good time to sell only if you hire a real estate team that knows how to aggressively market your home, like Mark Dietel Realty. Perhaps you're worried you need costly repairs or upgrades to sell your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Michael in Speed